Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the NECC. I am your host, Jaron Bell, and welcome to Friday Night Live as Rocket League takes center stage here at the NECC. And of course, tonight I am joined. There's different faces that come in and out, but the one and only the man. Oh my goodness, what is up, Bass from the Past in the building, my man.
Not much, Jaron. I'm excited as we get into these games here today. I know you and I have been talking about them for a little while now, but we've got a lot of really good games lined up here today, and I'm just excited, as I am every Friday here at the NECC.
Absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a triple threat, triple header for you tonight here at the NECC, and we are going to start this game off in the Champions Division, the top tier division here at the NECC, as St. Ambrose University faces off against Kansas Wesleyan University. It is going to be a fantastic matchup. Now, Bass, this game so important as the playoffs are almost over a week away. And listen, Kansas Wesleyan comes in here 2-1 on the season, a firm hold on a playoff seeding. But St. Ambrose comes in 1-4 on the season, and if they still have an opportunity, I mean, let's talk about how crucial this game is for both these teams.
Oh, this is a huge game for both of these teams. Specifically for St. Ambrose, like you said, they're 1-4. However, both of the teams above them right now in the 6 and 7 seed, one is 1-4, that's Hood, and then 1-5 for Valparaiso. So this game, getting a second win here is really crucial on the rest of the season, but the same to Kansas Wesleyan. Similarly, they have one team underneath them that is 3-2. CMU right now are just on their tail. So if they take a loss here, this is going to be a really difficult recovery to try and beat CMU as the rest of the season goes on. So this is a crucial win for them here today. So I expect them to come with as much firepower as they can.
And Kansas Wesleyan had to miss a couple games early. They're going to make those games up. So Kansas Wesleyan with the opportunity either to win a couple games and increase their seeding, or every possibility to, if they don't play on their game, they could fall out of the playoff contention because they have a couple more games to play. I mean, it is intense, and we are getting into some crazy action here at the NECC. But before we do that, we want to say thank you to our partners, of course. Thank you to our friends at Helix Esports for all they do for us behind the scenes. Of course, our friends at HyperX, some of the best gear in gaming now comes to the NECC. And last but not least, it was announced last week that ESTV, that's right, ESTV, our linear TV partner, will now host the NECC playoffs live on their platform. If you haven't got ESTV yet, you can check it out at Samsung TV Plus, the Roku channel, Vizio, plenty of options for you to download their platform and check out esports action from around the globe, including the NECC on their platform. And I tell you what, we are very, very close to kicking this game off. What are you looking for as we get into this first round of this best of 5 series? Sorry.
As I say, usually, it's just about making sure to control your nerves here in this first game. Making sure that when you come into a best of 5 series, you know that the first game is going to both be a crucial game to the rest of the series, but it's also a game to get used to the other team. You don't have to come into it as full on as you normally would every single game in, say, ranked. You have to come into it with a little bit of hesitancy and get ready for the other team. See how they want to play, see how you want to play defense, and really just come into this one with a level head, and that's going to be the best thing for both of these teams, as it looks like we're just about ready to get underway. So welcome everyone to the first in a best of 5 series between KWU and St. Ambrose.
And ladies and gentlemen, St. Ambrose will be in the orange, Kansas Wesleyan will be in the orange, and Golden, right off the bat, doesn't waste any time, says, hello NECC, I'm here to shine. Golden shining like the star he is right now, right off the kickoff.
Very quick to get to that one, too. And I've said this before, kickoff goals can really make or break a series, and I think here this might actually be one of those series. Already we've got one goal coming out, and if this game is as tight as we think it's going to be, one goal could be the difference. However, a shot going on from Rodell, but Zapp will be there, and as this one pops out to the middle, University will be there, but it's not going to go in already. Kansas with a very strong offense.
Absolutely, and it's going to see, we've seen this Kansas Wesleyan team, on paper the higher ranked team, but will they make mistakes, and will St. Ambrose be able, this is a new look St. Ambrose team, so it's going to be interesting to see how they come back and how they compete against a very, very well-versed Kansas Wesleyan team.
So far, they're doing a pretty good job of at least holding off this offense, but my biggest concern will be if they can try and transition into a strong offense. Their defense has been stellar, but right now they're still struggling to get out of their own half and then turn this into a strong offense as Faceless gets faked out. Sap's going to be able to recover this one and actually rips off a shot. The double commit from Golden Diversity leaves this with a little bit of time for St. Ambrose to now try and do this again. Golden off the backboard, but already this is a much stronger offense than we had seen previously out of St. Ambrose.
Well, and you could see there Sap really getting aggressive. Faceless, unfortunately, 2 missed touches in a row really put them out of position, as there's another missed touch by Ollie through the air.
Again, they continue to try this a little bit of high-flying offense is the best way to put it. They're going for touches that aren't necessarily traditional, but they're at least working. And for a team that's trying to figure out how you're going to play, it's a good idea to do this now here in the first game rather than try and experiment with this later on in the series.
Absolutely. Sap going to take the ball up in the air to the Kansas Wesleyan end. Brodell is there, but it gets played to the center, but Golden's there to clear the ball.
Scary positioning out of Ollie there as the last one back. Luckily, Faceless was able to get the demo there, but they got to be careful. St. Ambrose can get turned on in a second here. So far, they've had good defense, but if they start getting a little too confident in that defense, they'll start breaking. Speaking of which, Ollie a little bit too far up, and Golden's going to take full advantage of it.
And it was just that overcommit. Ollie just a little bit too forward, not able to get back in time, misses the touch, and Golden puts it in from the center of the field.
And unfortunately, that's just a little bit of mispositioning there. Don't want to give all the blame to Ollie there. Faceless also diving in at the end. So really just a miscommunication all around from St. Ambrose. However, they're only down 0-2 here. If they can tighten up the rotations, they've got plenty of time to come back here.
Golden with another clear. Sap needs to get back. He is there, but it's clear to the center. Nothing there. Brodell going to try to play it up. Man, this Kansas Wesleyan team doing what they've seen in other matches and just being extremely aggressive on the other team's end.
They're doing a good job of maintaining their offense once they do get into offense. That's a really big thing about them, is that they transition as a team really well. Once they're in defense, it's all of them in defense. And once they're in offense, it's all of them in offense. This time, no one there, though. Only one player going up for Kansas. At this point, they might be slowing down, trying to just play a little bit more defensively so that they don't let anything in.
Absolutely, and let's see here. Faceless going to try to get a touch, not able to do it. Ball right in the center. A little bit of an off touch there by Brodell, but Kansas Wesleyan's still there. Let's see what Ollie can do here. Golden on the touch. Man, just trying to put it together. St. Ambrose, I mean, you got to applaud the defense for KWU right now.
I mean, both teams are playing a really good defense. I would say the biggest thing about this game is there's a lot of possession play here I wasn't expecting. Usually in the first game, it's a little bit of a back and forth. People are kind of just playing ping pong with the ball, hitting it from one half to the other. But right now, it's a lot of possession play. Both teams are trying to get precise touches. Ooh, and see what they can do with them. Ollie's got an open net.
It's a goal! Bass, I didn't mean to cut you off, but unbelievable goal. I thought the double commit by the 2 KWU defenders. Ollie there. Golden almost gets there, but not able to save it.
And again, Diversity with a little bit of an assist there for that one. He spiked it backwards off of the flip and kind of pinched it out to Ollie. So really not entirely intentional, but regardless, good heads-up play out of Ollie to get to that one. And that's maybe just the crack that you need here. A little bit of a chink in the armor. And you should be good from here on out. Oh, and the demo play!
Oh my goodness. And let's look at this on the replay. Sap with the beautiful dribble. Ollie shuts up. Bang! And just takes out Diversity and puts the ball in the net. That was a massive goal there, Oliver.
Oh, it was crazy. Really heads-up play there to be able to dive in like that. Sap doing a good job of slowing down the ball so the defender is nervous that they have to both either wait for the dribble to come through or they're going to get demoed. Really tough position for the last defender there. Now we've got a 2-2 ball game. We knew this one would be close, but so far in this first game, it really could go either way. Now as Ollie takes this one up the side, can he try and do something with this in the middle? Triple commit, all three defenders for KWU now here in the corner. Can St. Ambrose work off of this? Unfortunately not. This one back to their own half. And as Ollie pops this one out, I'm starting to get a little bit nervous for both of these teams. They're starting to slow down. The touches are getting less precise. I think the nerves are getting to them.
Here's a shot. No, it's a little off to the left. And it's so dangerous with a player like Golden on the field who can take advantage of any situation. But right now, just a bunch of mistakes, it looks like, by both teams as missed touches keep defining this action.
Yeah, it's kind of unfortunate is the best way to put it. Both of these teams have looked so clean so far throughout this series, but as we get into the last minute, both of them are kind of struggling to put a play together here. They know it's 2-2. They know this is a really crucial game in the series, so they've got to try to put away some sort of goal here. Faceless going to rip one off, and he's going to be the one to do it.
What a goal. Was able to fight it, and with, again, diversity there, but just the follow-up by Faceless, 2 missed touches earlier in the game, but puts this one sure and true, and now it's a 3-2 lead with 11 seconds left here, Oliver.
This one's, I'm not going to say all but written, but right now, if you're St. Ambrose, you're buckling down defense as much as you can here. Don't overcommit. Make sure all of your players on the back half and just prepare for any potential shot.
Here's going to be, if the ball can be killed, and there it is. Wow, what a play. And listen, round one of this, game one of this best-of-5 series goes to St. Ambrose, and St. Ambrose comes in here, Oliver, the underdog on paper at 1-4 against Kansas Wesleyan's 2-1. I mean, and Oliver, they started this game out 2-0, and they were able to come back and win this. I mean, this is impressive action we've seen from this St. Ambrose team.
It's very resilient, to put it simply. They came through and did a great job of just sticking with the ball as much as they could. And like we mentioned, it was really a clean Rocket League up until about the last 30 seconds or so, where everyone started to get a little bit more nervous, and it showed. But besides that, really great play out of both teams, especially for St. Ambrose being resilient like that to come back. Some really nice goals coming through and made the best of every opportunity they were given.
Absolutely. I completely agree. And wow, I mean, and we're ready, ladies and gentlemen. We are about 10 seconds away from getting this next match set. But guys, we want to remind you, you can follow us on social media. And as we get closer to playoffs, guys, I urge you, make sure you follow us on social media at NECC Games. Again, that's NECC Games on Twitter and Instagram for live updates, playoff announcements, and action that you are not going to want to miss on our social media channels. And as we line up St. Ambrose with a 1-0 advantage, it is Friday Night Live, and we have Rocket League. Oh!
So almost a kickoff goal again. We saw one last game to start it off. No one coming through here, but we almost had it. Very close. But still, regardless, St. Ambrose will be the first on offense here. I think that might be the end of that one. But Faceless will be in the center. He's going to rip off a shot. Brodell can't get to it. Faceless going to open us up with only 18 seconds gone.
And what was the switch? Was the first 2 goals they gave up just a warm-up? Because right now, this is a 4-0 run for this St. Ambrose team. And I got tongue-tied because this is insane.
And they're doing a great job so far of continually ripping off shots. And a big thing for Kansas right now is they have not been able to get out of their own half, really, and do anything cleanly with the ball. Finally, Brodell gets out to this one. Oh, I was going to say, but no follow-up touch, but with an open net, yeah, you have to expect that that's going in at some point.
That was just an unfortunate. Let's look at Brodell in the corner. You can see Diversity plays it up. Not sure what happened there with Faceless. It looked like he was going to clear it, but able to put this one in the net and tie this game up, Oliver.
Just unfortunate. However, now we're back to a 1-1 scoreline, so more or less that first kickoff goal completely written away here. And now they've got about 4.5 minutes to try and write this one clean. See what happens as Golden takes this one out to the side. So far, I'm seeing pretty concentrated play out of both teams. There are no glaring mistakes or changes that I think need to be made. Jaron, I don't know about you, but I'm not really sure what either team here can do to try and switch it up.
You know, for me, it goes to Kansas Wesleyan and getting back to how they played in the first 2 minutes of that first match. Just aggressive play, staying in the St. Ambrose end, because they've made some mistakes. And unlike Kansas Wesleyan in the past, a few double commits and even a triple commit at time. I think if they clean that up, they have a really good chance of taking this game.
Yeah, I would agree. I think their offense does need to start to sharpen up a little bit, but right now they're getting a lot more opportunities than we had seen previously, staying on the opponent's half for about, I would say, 30 seconds here. But St. Ambrose are back on the rise again. They're going to flick one into the backboard, but Golden's going to be there. Faceless is a little bit too far out here. No, not going to drop through. But you can see that Kansas is trying to go for the counterattack as much as they can. It makes sense. They've really had a lot of, I would say, defensive mishaps on the St. Ambrose side, and they just need to capitalize on them, as it looks like, no, they're not going to get scored on. I was going to say St. Ambrose almost had an opportunity.
100%, and it looks like another opportunity here as Faceless going to put a shot on goal. Oh! And just off.
Just barely off. And again, St. Ambrose back on defense here, but they still look just as confident as ever. The way that they're dribbling out of their own half really shows the momentum shift that's come here. Because usually, or at least in the first game, we saw a lot of Kansas Wesleyan immediately diving on the ball and not allowing the team to be able to really put together any sort of play here. Now, I was going to say, we see a lot of time being given to St. Ambrose and not a lot of time being given to Kansas Wesleyan. So really, roles reversed here in the second game.
Absolutely. As a matter of fact, here's going to be another opportunity. Faceless going to put it. It is going to go left of the net here, and Golden is on it. But Ollie is back and probably will clear this ball. Oh, a mistouch. Here's an opportunity. Oh, I thought the bounce shot was going to go in there, Oliver.
This is really back and forth here right now. Both teams also really solid defense out of both teams. I do want to mention that both teams have at least 3 saves here. Kansas Wesleyan pulling away with 1 extra save at 4. But both teams have had a plethora of shots and saved a plethora of shots as well. So really, it's been back and forth. The question really is, which team's going to crack first, as neither of them really look like they've got any vulnerability.
100%. Right now, again, I mean, I just have to echo what you said. Here's another shot on goal, but it's to the right. But both teams just playing absolute, I mean, clean sheets to this point after these first 2 goals were scored.
Exactly. However, Golden, again, trying with these long shots. I'm interested to see if as the series goes on, if St. Ambrose start to adjust to that and just hold the player back the whole time, which could really still benefit Golden in the long run. If he ends up hitting one of those shots, they're absolutely going to pull a player back. And even if he doesn't and they end up pulling a player back, then it gives more room to everyone off of Kansas. So it's a smart play regardless for Golden to start trying to buy his team time by launching them down the field just over and over and over again.
Well, this right here is why Golden is there. He is a top-tier player, and right now his team is struggling a bit. And let's see if he can step up and put these goals in the back of the net.
He's doing a good job here so far of making sure to keep himself central to the offense here. Not a great defensive challenge here, though, and it could lead to disaster. Sap going to take the demo, though, instead. Will not come away with the goal. But back and forth this goes again for the 1 second. Oh, no. I was going to say the 1 second of chaos. Ooh. Golden getting saved by Brodell here. Golden having some issues on defense despite an insane offense so far. This really is a team dynamic.
Absolutely. 30 seconds left, and we might be going to overtime. Wait. Oh, no! That can't happen. You're close to a playoff opportunity. You put one in. Golden puts it at the net. You try to tap it out, but you can't get there, and you put an own goal by Faceless. Oh, that can't happen. That breaks your heart from St. Ambrose.
And I feel for Faceless there. I'm pretty sure I had the exact same reaction as him, which is that bounce off the corner. Oh, is going in. Not going to matter, though. If Golden seals this one with a kickoff goal, I mean, really, now the fate is sealed, more or less. 22 seconds left here. It's going to be difficult, though.
Well, and listen, as that kickoff went to the right, there was nobody back for St. Ambrose. Nobody tried to play center. They both came up, and one went left. You can't leave it wide open like that if you're not sure that you're going to win that kickoff.
Unfortunately, here is just sort of a full-out offense trying to get whatever they can in. And oh wait, we have an opportunity. University got the perfect spawn here. Ollie might still not going to put it away. Instead, it's going to be Sap. But 3 seconds left. They got to get a kickoff goal, and they got to do it quick as well.
But for St. Ambrose, again, you won the first game, and this is a best of 5 series. So even if you lose this game, you want to be excited. But we've seen crazier things happen off of kickoff goals. Here it is.
This one popped out to the side. Oh, Sap a little bit too far up. Just going to try to keep this one in the air. But I think that's about it. They don't have a lot of boost here, or at least not enough that they're going to be able to transition with this one. And this one, going to drop eventually. Sap not able to keep that one up. And Kansas Wesleyan going to run away with the second game here.
Absolutely. And Kansas Wesleyan, but still, I know they turned around and they won this second game. But Oliver, I think that you would agree with me. Both these teams probably not playing at their best, but just enough for each team to get one game as we go 1-1 in this best of 5 series, excuse me.
Yeah, I think that they both definitely deserve one game apiece here. I'm glad to see that we're getting a little bit of a back and forth action. Really going into the next game, it could be anyone's ball game here. But a big thing to note again is that Golden's strategy eventually paid off there. Kansas Wesleyan started getting a lot more room as the series went on, as he just kept lobbing balls downfield and forcing someone from St. Ambrose to stay on defense. St. Ambrose have to recognize that that's happening and try to play a little bit quicker, have some more pace to them, and it's going to fill in those gaps where you would have people playing back on defense before. So if they can up the rotation, speed up just a little bit here, they might be able to counter the Kansas Wesleyan strategic sort of lobbing play here. But really, only time will tell as we get into the next match here. I'm really excited to see who's going to take this one. But Jaron, you personally, who do you think has this one here in this third game?
I mean, it is so tough. I mean, on paper, Kansas Wesleyan has come in here at the better team. There's no doubt in my mind that Golden is the best player on this field. But right now, Kansas Wesleyan is making mistakes. So for me, I can't make a call because if some of the other players in Kansas Wesleyan aren't making mistakes, I think this is by far a Kansas Wesleyan advantage. But St. Ambrose starting to play together, and we're going to find out right now.
Yeah, you mentioned how much if KWU is able to get away with no mistakes here, they really are going to be the more solid team on paper. And it really goes to show, you think about back to the first game, a lot of those coming from mistakes that happened from Kansas Wesleyan. The one specifically coming to mind is when Diversity pinched that backwards and sort of, gave a goal to the other team. Speaking of which, again, another misplay. So really, I do think that saying if KWU sticks to their game plan and they don't make mistakes, they've got it in the bag. I think it really is the best assessment you can give here.
What a move, and put to the center.
Again,
big opportunity here. Played into the center.
It looks like so far. Oh, I was going to say, so far they're
save.
really getting a lot of shots on net already here. Both teams really quick to it.
Oliver, what a big save right there by this St. Ambrose team.
Already back and forth they go, and we continue to see a plethora of shots get close to the net. That one not going to get saved, though, with someone coming in.
Oh, my goodness, Oliver, what a play. I was for sure that ball was going in the back of the net, and just in the nick of time, just by the hair of a chinny chin chin, he was able to knock that ball out. I know that you thought that ball was going in the net.
Oh, almost had that one guaranteed. I saw Faceless coming from the side, but I thought there was no way he had the time to get there. But the man sped in, did as best he could. And now they might have a goal on the other end. The pinch gets it out of the net here, but we're still going to be on defense for KWU here, and they've got to be careful. We've seen this many times. Possession play has been such a big part of this game. They got to work on their boost here and manage themselves correctly. Otherwise, St. Ambrose are a lethal offense. Speaking of which, this one going down. We're going to pop this one out. And I don't know about you, but my heart is starting to race, Jaron. I really don't know where this one's going to go as we're 2 minutes in, 0-0.
It is so back and forth. You have to give it to Sap. I think that's a huge block in the top corner of the net right there. And Sap always making sure, Ollie and Sap making sure that they are getting boost, they are getting involved in this game. I mean, right now I'm impressed. Here's Sap with another shot on goal, and it's good! On cue! It's like I queued him up and teed it up, and he drove it down the fairway and put it in the back of the net. What a massive goal for St. Ambrose University.
What a ridiculous read out of Sap. Great power off the shot. And you mentioned it previously. If there are no mistakes off of everyone off of KWU, they're going to be the better team on paper. But as you saw Brodell pop that one to the side, thinking that he needs to get that touch out, instead, centered it for the other team there. And these are the cracks that you're looking for if you're everyone off of St. Ambrose. Look for those small opportunities and make the most of it. And I can for sure say Sap made the most of that last one.
Absolutely, he did. An opportunity there as Golden tried again to send it deep, as he does like this. He's consistently, like you've said, sent this ball deep and made St. Ambrose rotate back. So let's see if they can counteract that.
So far, it looks like they really haven't been able to. Again, I think just both teams are now getting, more space on each side. That is unfortunate. It doesn't go through for Diversity, but another shot ripped off for Golden, and that not through again. Ridiculous offense, but now it really does look like both teams are getting the time to set up shots, and I think we're just going to see the most high-skilled offense we can see from both sides.
100% massive shots on goal. But let's not discredit the fact that even though
my word.
Oh, what a play! Getting finished! Oh, he missed it! He missed a wide open net! Oh my goodness, are you kidding me? He dinked two people, broke their ankles in half, and missed the wide open net, Oliver. Oh.
And it feels really bad because I'm not sure who it was for St. Ambrose there. Whatever player, someone dove into goal, and not only did they dive into goal, they completely took out the defender. So when you say wide open, literally wide open, St. Ambrose is going to be kicking themselves if they end up giving up a goal here. As, Kansas Wesleyan almost able to slot in a shot, but just not quite.
Oh, and there was another opportunity after that as Sap sent it down to Faceless, and Faceless just to the right of the goal. Massive demo right there.
These demos are really not coming into play so far. We saw a couple of demo goals and a couple of bump plays there, as we just saw the one that failed before this. But I do think that physicality, could come into play here. How does Sap walk away with the save?
How does that happen? It was like the goalpost was his best friend. He hit it off his right tire against the post and out. My goodness, I thought that was going to be a goal. Uh-oh, here's an opportunity. Are you? Oh my gosh! I thought it was the solo play of the century, but it doesn't go in. Oliver, I don't know about you, but I am on another wavelength right now.
Oh my word, I'm just freaking out. Again, you mentioned though, you said it at the beginning of the game, and it has not been more crucial throughout the series than right here and right now. Every small mistake is what's costing these teams. If that one had gone in, it would have been another weird play out of Brodell on defense here. But instead, Kansas Wesleyan, they have one more shot here. This one bounced in, Brodell's got a shot, and that one's gonna go through!
Are you kidding me? And Brodell comes in here, as we've seen in past games, as one of the support players, but really takes advantage, takes the pass down from Diversity, and puts it in the net with no time. We have overtime.
I can't believe we're here. I am literally just sitting in disbelief. We go to overtime here, and now I've got no bets on who's going to be able to walk away with this one. Kansas Wesleyan has done a great job of transitioning into offense here, and oh no, the missed shot though! That one's supposed to be on target, but instead it goes to Sap now, and it goes the other way.
There's a play! Oh, it's off! They can't get the follow! We've seen 3 missed goals and the opportunity to win this game. Somebody has to want it.
Oh my word, I don't know how much more my heart can take. I don't know how much more of these players can take. I can't believe how composed they've been here, despite the fact that this is obviously turned up to 11. Both teams are still playing pretty cleanly here. We're not seeing a lot of misplays. Golden going to do a good job of getting it off his half yet again here. But as Brodo throws this one up, we've seen Sap do this from the air before. Unfortunately not there, but man, both teams looking like at their highest performance here. Oh, maybe not. That's a miss out in the middle. Sap's going to be able to transition, but oh my word, this really is just going back and forth here, Jaron.
I mean, this is unbelievable. Shot to the left of the goal again, and you can see them just slow playing this. Looking, faceless back. Sap going to play this into the corner. There might be an opportunity right here. Here it is, an opportunity! It goes in! Are you kidding me? Ollie puts it in the top corner of the net. St. Ambrose University coming back saying underdogs have a chance too. And the playoffs, we have our eye on the playoffs, and we are coming back and we are getting there. Wow, Oliver, I am, woo!
I'm mostly speechless there. I don't have a lot that I can say, as that was just so back and forth. It really was. Either team could have that at any moment there. I had no bets on who was going to walk away with that one. It seems like at the end of the game there, both teams were giving each other enough space that they could try and build something there. But realistically, I don't think that there was a team that absolutely dominated there. St. Ambrose walked away with a win, but you got to guarantee that KWU's coming in the next game with a fire under their butts, ready to play full force.
Oh my goodness. And for St. Ambrose, how massive is it? And what a massive goal by Brodell. By far not the leading goal scorer on this team in most occasions, but steps up, takes a direct pass, puts it in the net, and takes us to overtime at the bell. And then, oh my goodness, this is what Rocket League is all about here in the Champions Division.
I mean, it's crazy back and forth this has gone. I have no idea who's walking away with the series here at this point. I'd like to say that St. Ambrose is going to be able to take one of the next 2 games. They've pretty much got a coin flip of a shot here. But realistically, there is so much fire now here from KWU, who came into this game obviously as the higher seed here, and now is going into this one thinking, all right, well, now we've got a little bit that we got to play for here. We got to put full force into this one. We'll see what happens. As I think we're about to get underway into the next game.
Nope, put us in, Caleb. I can see the shot. Going to be a Brodell taking it to the middle. It is played off to the left. Played off into the Kansas Wesleyan side. Not sure what happened. We got lost there, but we are back. All right, ball going to be played in. Golden with an opportunity, puts it on net for diversity, but right there is Ollie to put it away.
And already we start to see both of these teams just hit it back and forth. They're still giving each other the same amount of space as they did in overtime in the last game. And I think both of them know that the pressure is on and they have no mistakes that can be allowed here. Any mistake is going to be jumped on immediately, as both teams have shown they're proficient at that.
Absolutely, and just Ollie just trying to play back. Ooh, and just gets that right out of the way as there was an opportunity to put a goal in there.
Back and forth, this one continues to go. Shot ripped on net, but not quite going to make it through. Golden again. He's really been all over the field. We mentioned how much his offense has been solid as he again rips another one at net from the midfield. We also got to mention how good his defense has been. So far, he's been a really integral part of both halves of the field here. And again, Kansas Wesleyan, if they, just start to play a little more precise, they'll have it. Speaking of which, that one's going to definitely be precise enough. Great shot out of Golden.
Wow, and just puts it in the net, plays it in the air. And like you said, the issue with playing against a player like Golden is he is always there. You have to account for him. He is a on-the-ball player, but still rotates back and plays good defense. This is impressive right now.
Really impressive stuff so far. Both teams, like I said, could come away with this one at any second. Despite the fact that we've already got a lead here for everyone off of Kansas, I still do think that there's plenty of time here for St. Ambrose to come back. And the truth is that Kansas Wesleyan, despite being a really, really solid team, even the most solid teams are eventually going to have little mistakes that are going to cost them. And the question is when does that come here, or are they going to be able to hold off for the entirety of this game? So far, they've played pretty picture perfect. Honestly, I'm willing to bet that this is the game where they don't make a lot of mistakes.
100%. I mean, they have to. If you're Kansas Wesleyan, if you make mistakes and lose this game, this match is over. I mean, St. Ambrose looking to put this match away. Here's, oh my goodness, there was almost an opportunity there, but a big save. Let's see if they play it out. Sapp on ball. He's shown that he can dribble well. Gets played into the corner again. Just impressive play.
Back and forth we go. So far, we haven't had a lot of big opportunities for shots here. We've had a couple of shots that have gone on target, but nothing that's really scared either offense or either defense so far. The question is it going to be a flashy goal, or is it just going to be a mistake that lets one in? Right now, I'm willing to bet on flashy goal. If we see a ridiculous aerial, a nice passing play, even a demo play like we had seen previously, we might have an opportunity, but so far, both teams playing very conservatively and trying to give as little space and as little time as possible.
And again, St. Ambrose has played a pretty good game, but a couple missed touches in the last... Oh, I thought he was going to put it in. Oh, my goodness. A couple missed touches have put them in a bad spot. But, I mean, they've proven that they can score goals. So let's see how this is going to play out, because this is going to be intense the way down the stretch. Here's an opportunity. Can he get over? Brodell's there.
Really nice pass out of Golden. The question is Brodell's not even going to follow it up. Brodell knew that diversity was behind him. And that's a team play at a KWU if I've ever seen one. 1, 2, 3. Well played out of everyone off of KWU.
That is beautiful teamwork. That is exactly what playing Rocket League at a high level looks like. Golden pushes it to the center, and then Brodell basically just twerks and put the ball in the back corner, and Diversity is able to put it in the net.
I was saying, we're going to have to see a flashy play if they really want to make through here. And I think so far, KWU has done a good job of abiding to that. That passing play really coming out of nowhere. And now they're up 2-0 here. So we mentioned this is the make or break game for them. They make this one, they go to game 5, and they got the series possibly in hand. And now for St. Ambrose, they really just got to start focusing on game 5 here. Yes, they could make the comeback here with about 1:15 left. But even if they are able to make somewhat of a comeback here, they still have to win in overtime. And I would much rather have them focus on game 5, be prepared for that one, and try and really sweat this one too much and tilt themselves possibly.
100%. 1 minute left on the clock, 2-0 advantage. You'd think that this is going to go Kansas Wesleyan's way, but let's see if St. Ambrose can put a goal on net. But either way, St. Ambrose with that earlier win, we're going to push this to a game 5. Oh, but here's Faceless. Oh! And here's another
really
opportunity.
Nice.
A lot of opportunities right there, Oliver.
Yeah, St. Ambrose, again, this is sort of one of these things where they got to get a little bit flashier of a goal. We've seen the defense come out so far from Kansas Wesleyan where even if there is someone that's back and they're in awkward position, they're usually at least versatile enough that they're going to be able to get in the way and not allow you a shot and wait for another player to get there. So the big thing here is for St. Ambrose, where the goals that have worked for them previously in this, where they've just been traditional shots that go in either off of a mistake or off of a missed rotation, that's not really going to appear here anymore. St. Ambrose have got to take really flashy shots, because even the shots directly on net like that, they're not sealed. Diversity coming through there. Now Diversity might go the other way with it. Tries to get the double touch, but it won't come through. Regardless, Kansas Wesleyan walking away with a win here.
And what a game we have had. We talked about how we were going to have a fast-paced game. And Oliver, I know you and I both love the fact that we're going to a game 5, because both these teams not willing to back down at all and wanting to make this playoff run.
Oh, yeah, this is a really, really big game for both of these teams here. A little part of me wants St. Ambrose to win this one because they look like such a solid team. I would love to see them in playoffs, but at the same time, Kansas Wesleyan, they fought back here. Again, they were down before this, so they really have fought to get their way here. Really, at this point, it's whatever team comes into this 5th game with more precision. I don't think either team here is still playing at full potential. There are small mistakes that are being made, and if they just tighten those up a little bit, it will be a back-and-forth game the whole way through.
And ladies and gentlemen, here we are. We want to remind you that with the playoffs right around the corner, there will be scheduling changes. Not only will we have games on their regular scheduled days, but as the playoffs come, there will be updated schedules. And the best way to see when your team is playing, what games are playing on what day, is to follow us on social media at NECC Games. Again, that's NECC Games. Ladies and gentlemen, Game 5 in the Champions Division, Kansas Wesleyan versus St. Ambrose University. Oliver, whoever wins this game is going to win this match, and we are 3 seconds away to Friday Night Live NECC Rocket League action.
And already, I am very, very nervous for both these teams here. I don't know who's going to be more nervous, me or them. I want both of these teams to at least just put on a good showing. My fear here is not whichever team loses, but if either one of these teams doesn't step up here, it's going to really haunt them for the rest of this, where what could have been Game 5. So I'm just hoping for a good get back and forth between both of these teams here. And so far, really precise out of both teams, and really I haven't seen a lot of mistakes to criticize. So I am liking what I see so far. I don't know about you, Jaron.
Absolutely. Again, here's going to be opportunities. You know that Kansas Wesleyan is going to play this ball deep. They've done it all day, Oliver. They have played the ball deep and then made sure that St. Ambrose cannot rotate and make mistakes. Shot on goal right there. Brodell is there against faceless shot, but Brodell gets taken out. But Golden, like we said before, always there.
I'd love to see some... Oh, there it is, another demo. I'd love to see some more physical play out of both of these teams, though. That would be great, especially as a counterattack here for St. Ambrose. If they see a defense and an offense that's rotating wide and you've got players who are kind of just in the middle of no man's land for some time as the ball gets bopped out of your half, just go for the demo. If they start going for some physical play, it's going to not only mess up the rotations out of Kansas Wesleyan, but they won't be able to transition into an offense as cleanly, and that really could be the ticket here for them. Although this one out of no man's land, not really great for St. Ambrose.
Well, and you can obviously tell, oh, what a deke in the air, what a move. But Golden is right there to clear it in the center. Ollie going to move up, play it on center. And both these teams, you can tell, both these teams not taking a ton of chances, trying to play good defense. Oh, there's an opportunity right there. Backboard. And just off. Oh.
We both wanted that so badly. I think both as casters here, our biggest thing is we just want to see these really high-flying goals and these really well-put-together goals. And I would say that was a great team play that everyone off of St. Ambrose. Not the result that they were hoping for here, but they're going to have plenty of opportunities here as we get close to the halfway mark in this game. And both defenses, playing pretty precise. Golden's got an opportunity, but that one not going to make it through. Good defense out of St. Ambrose again. That's probably the closest opportunity we've seen all game for either team.
Oh, and St. Ambrose University so close right there to giving up a goal, but coming together as a team and holding on defense. Ball played into the KW end.
Back and forth we go, back and forth. I do want to mention, I think we've seen maybe one of them so far this game. I'd like to see some more dribbling plays. If you get into a one-on-one opportunity, rather than just ripping off a shot immediately and trying to buy your team time, dribble with it, break down the play, slow it down, see if you can throw one in. Oh, it's a great shot out of Faceless up for 50. Diversity comes away with a save, not credited for it, but we'll have to remember that one. He came in out of nowhere there.
Absolutely he did, and what a play. And again, St. Ambrose, this St. Ambrose team is not taking this match lightly. They are taking shots on goal and trying to score and win this match.
They're doing a good job of not giving any time to Kansas Wesleyan. I mentioned this previously, that they need to suppress them as much as possible, and they're doing a good job of doing that now. I need them to be careful, though. You saw all three of them in the same corner there, though. So if they start breaking rotations too much, we all know that Kansas Wesleyan's going to punish immediately, so they've got to be careful. They can shoot from anywhere, and Golden has not ripped off as many cross-court shots here as he would normally, so once he does, it's going to be a whole different ballgame.
Absolutely, and neither one of these teams, this is fantastic Rocket League. Opportunity, oh, big save! Faceless in the corner. Wow, what a save by Faceless for St. Ambrose.
Over and over again, we have these ridiculous shots going through, but so far, neither team has been able to walk away with a goal here. We've had 4 basically perfect minutes of Rocket League, not a lot of mistakes being made, and pretty much every ball contested. I'm just waiting for the hat to drop here. When are we going to have that first goal? All of these opportunities, they're coming, but they look so mundane in comparison to what has made it through before. That one less mundane. Ollie almost able to slot one in.
And I think at this point, next goal wins. Oliver, you got to know that whoever scores the next goal is going to take this match.
The only way that doesn't ring true. Rodell going to walk away if we have a kickoff goal. I mean, realistically, there just isn't time for a goal besides the next one winning here. Ollie going to clear that one out. If a goal comes here during regulation, it's the winner. And if not, we go to overtime, where truly the goal that hits first is the goal that wins. This one's down to the center. Diversity's going to be there, but no, not through again. The defense is also another thing to note. Has absolutely stepped up 100% here in this final game.
Opportunity! Oh!
This one
no
goes
time
to the
left on the clock.
Diversity.
Oh! Oh, they almost had it!
Oh, this one's staying up, though. St. Ambrose. No one going to go for it, though. St. Ambrose almost had an opportunity there, but they decided they'd much rather battle this one out in overtime.
Here we go.
And now it becomes the battle of the precision. Who's the first player to make a mistake? Who's the first team to get punished? And who's going to be the first team to pull away with a goal here now? 10 seconds in, and already both teams, you can see they've slowed down just a bit here. They know every touch they make is crucial.
Oh, no, somebody... Oh, but not even to capitalize! The big demo, I thought that was going to be it! The massive demo!
I think Rodell hit it after he demoed. I think he got the demo and then ran into the ball. If Rodell had just been a little bit quicker to that demo, he would have had an open net shot. But unfortunately, it's a restart to the offense. Kansas, though, still going to stay on offense here. They've got to be careful. Any overextension is going to cost them. And as Golden's out of position here, this could be. No, it will not. St. Ambrose almost walking away with it there. Back and forth we go. Diversity's got a ripper, and that's going to be the end.
In overtime, let's watch this play. Golden plays up and just flicks it to the right. Ollie is there, but can't get out of his own net to the right. And Diversity puts it in. Kansas Wesleyan University, by the skin of their teeth, take this series and take this match. Oh my goodness. 3-2. That is the kind of Rocket League action we have signed up for here at the NECC.
Just back and forth that one went. Honestly, I don't think we could have seen that's the type of goal we need to see every single time. Explosive goals like that are what make it through a defense like that, and really, we were just waiting for it to drop. Someone had to come away with a goal like that, and I don't think it could have been any other player but Diversity. The guy was playing so well all day. He was waiting for that redemption arc where he was able to come back and make up for that first own goal he had, and that he did. Final game when it counted, and a banger of a shot at that.
Wow. And with that, I mean, that is extremely impressive. It looks like Kansas Wesleyan will move to, I believe it's 5-2. We're going to get a correction on that. We have a correction, maybe a miscalculation on. I think they're going to move to 5-2 on the year. And right now, in the very, very top, in the top part of the bracket for the playoffs, St. Ambrose so close, Oliver. They so close, and you have to know for St. Ambrose, if they can just get an opportunity to get in the playoffs, they just took one of the top tier teams in this league all the way to 5 games, and they were 1 goal in overtime away from winning this series. They just need a chance to get to the dance. Man, that rhymed. That sounded really good, by the way.
I mean, realistically, even if you don't make it through the playoffs this season, one of the biggest things to take away as that St. Ambrose team is you guys are a solid squad who is fighting up against the best of them. This may have not been the season for you guys. You've still got time, so it's not a guarantee yet. But next season, you're going to come back stronger as ever. You've got a very good roster there that is only going to go up from here. So absolutely take this loss with pride here today. You took a really good team to 5 games and you kept it close, ridiculously close. 0 goals in the last game up until the one in overtime. So be proud with what you had here today. Take this loss with pride. But on the other half of it, congratulations, KW. You guys played a heck of a game.
Absolutely. And one of the determining factors, I would think we should give a big shout out to Brodell. He doesn't score as many goals as Golden does, but today he played his role, he played his position, and when an opportunity came up for him to take advantage of it and help this team, you got to remember, let's look back, Oliver, if he doesn't score that goal, we might not even make it to this 5th game. A massive goal. Brodell says, ooh, woo, puts it in the back of the net. And it has to be the play of the game.
It was just ridiculous. The amount of clutch that you have to have there. You could see everyone scrambling for the ball. At that point, honestly, I think St. Ambrose was like, all right, that's it. Game in the bag. And they just didn't expect the amount of just sheer offense that came out from KWU there. When you say you claw and scratch your way to the top, that's what you mean here. Make sure you got those overtime goals. Make sure you get those 0-second goals. And that's what KWU did today. They came in here just absolutely pushing their way up to the top. An impressive play to them all around.
Absolutely, 100%. Ladies and gentlemen, like we said in the pregame, don't go anywhere, because in about 10 to 15 minutes, probably 10, we have another matchup for you. Myself and Oliver Bass, this handsome devil right underneath me right here. We are going to be right back for another action as Howard Community College Team 2 faces off against Becker College. It is going to be a fantastic matchup. Oliver, I know you're excited and ready to get into game 2.
Absolutely. I'm very excited here. So hopefully we'll have as close of a match here today. I don't know if it's going to be possible. That was probably the closest match I've seen so far this season. So they've got a big mountain to climb here. They've got to top off the next team really difficultly. So we'll see what happens.
100%. Congratulations again to Kansas Wesleyan University. A massive play and a massive series win for the Coyotes as they move forward. And now let's get ready for game 2. It's going to be a fantastic one. Until next time, don't go anywhere. Again, we're about 10 minutes away from that match, so don't leave us. But for our commissioner, Jacob Van Ryan, for our executive producer and director of esports, Caleb Glooby, for myself, for Oliver, first of all, Bass from the Past is awesome. Go follow him on Twitch as well. He's amazing. But guys, until that next game, we'll see you at game 2. My name is Jaron Bell. Thank you for being here with us. And until next time, stay beautiful, stay blessed, GGs, and welcome to the NECC. We'll see you soon. What is up, beautiful people? It is like I just saw you a few minutes ago, but it was not long enough because I absolutely missed you guys. And here we are, and my buddy is here with me. Bass from the past, Oliver Bass. What is up, my man?
Just ready for some Rocket League as per usual here, Jaron. I'm excited as you are here today. We've already had one incredible series that went to a game 5. So in this second game here, I'm just hoping to see the same sort of action. We've got 2 great teams coming for you guys here today. So I'm beyond excited to introduce both of them. So hopefully we'll have a good shot. Hopefully we'll have a good series that goes to best of 5. But, I'll take what we can get.
Well, again, it comes to the battle of the underdogs because Howard Community College Team 2 comes in at 1-3 on this season, and Becker College does come in at the top of their division at 3-2, and not at the very top, but in the running for the playoffs. I tell you what, we are going to have a matchup. Both these teams, this game right now, like we said in the first game, both these games mean so much.
Yeah, these are going to be huge games, especially for Becker. You mentioned that they come into this one, believe you said 3-2. There are other teams that are also at that record with 3 wins. Carroll's right behind them as well as CSUDH. So both of those teams going to be right behind them and trying to pull away those playoff positions and try to beat those seeds out. So every single one of these games here up until the very end of the season is going to be so much more crucial than all the other games we've seen so far. So again, everyone pulling out all the strings here, all the stops, making sure that they're going into this one full force, just like we saw St. Ambrose. Obviously not the team on paper to take Kansas Wesleyan to game 5, but they did, and they put everything into it in that one.
Absolutely. We are going to let people know that we are ready. We want to remind you, ladies and gentlemen, that you can follow us online on social media at NECC Games. Again, that's NECC Games, now available on Samsung TV Plus, the Roku channel, Vizio, and plenty of options for you to check out esports action from around the globe on their platform, including the NECC playoffs over there. It's going to be a good time, man. Thank you so much for being here, and let's get into some action very soon.
As we get into this one, I think, like we've said every single series before this, coming to this one with a level head, get ready to figure out how the other team plays, and just try to not make mistakes. We've seen it be so crucial today for both teams to play a pretty much picture-perfect offense and defense, because any little mistake was capitalized. So as we get underway here into our very first game, it's going to be all about precision here, and the little mistakes going to come into factor as we get through.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, in the orange will be Howard Community College, in the orange, and in blue will be Becker College. So just so you guys know, Becker in the blue and Howard Community College, the Dragons, in the orange.
And so far, I was going to say, we haven't seen a lot of high octane. We finally see someone fly through there for everyone off of Becker. And like we said previously, Becker is the team on paper that's going to walk away with the win here. But realistically, we've seen so many teams fight and pull out all the stops and look like a completely different team, to be honest. So right now for Howard Community here, the biggest thing that had to come into this one is just surprising everyone off of Becker. If they can pull out all the stops and just look like a completely different team to what they're expecting, it's going to throw them for a loop. Ooh, and I think it will. That one absolutely going to throw them for a loop. MZ with a great dribbling play from one half of the field to the other.
And Howard Community College, what is today, Oliver? Is today the day of underdogs coming back and playing above their means? Because Howard Community College Team 2 with a 1-0 advantage.
Came into this one knowing that they were going to be underdogs. Ooh, and making some good plays. Milkman going high on that one, and now he's giving his team an opportunity here. A little bit of a pop shot. We've seen this happen before. Golden doing a good job of doing this last series, but unfortunately, it's going to actually pull away for a goal here, as this, usually when you see this pop the other half of the field, it just gets popped back. This time, Milkman dropping it low, though, and Mountain Drew going to walk away with the goal here.
Man, nothing like a good old refreshing Mountain Drew to get you through the evening.
I love that name. That's fantastic. It's a great name. However, names are not going to win you a series. They're going to just give you a little bit of an edge, as the casters are going to like you. But unfortunately for Mountain Drew, they're only at 1-1 here. They still got a lot to climb here. That's not going to be a bad shot out of Yokels there. But the follow-up not going to be on target. MZ with a light save, but it'll be enough to at least stop the offense for a second. But this is something we've seen from teams previously. They can have an okay defense, and they'll stop the balls when they get to the line here. But if they can't clear it, especially not when they miss like that. If they can't clear it, it comes back to haunt them almost every single time.
And almost a massive goal right there by Mountain Drew again on cue, but man, played off.
We continue to just unrelenting shot. No way. Oh no. You can't. It just feels bad, man. There's nothing else to say there, but I just feel bad for our community there. Milkman trying to predict where that one's going to bounce off the wall, and instead, more or less, own goals it.
My goodness, he said, yeah, yeet, and feel the Drew, because my goodness, what a goal. And it's a 2-1 advantage.
I mean, this is big for Becker here. They're playing definitely against a team which right now looks a little bit nervous. I mentioned how much the first game is a lot of nerves. The double commits plus the hesitation on defense really go to show that. But they've got plenty of time here to bring this one back. They're only 1 goal down, and they've got over half the game here now. So for Howard Community College, it's going to be big for them. Back and forth this one goes already. We finally got one dropping down into the center. Almost going to be a shot, but not quite. But Navy's going to miss this one. Ramil not able to get to that one, so Milkman's going to take this. Oh, but not quite. Back and forth this one goes. We're starting to see a little bit of a pickup of speed here as MC rips off yet another shot. Oh, that was really out of nowhere.
Oh. Wow, Oliver. And for the second, if Yokels was able to collect himself, there was nobody back. But now, he demoed and goal. Hey, drink a little bit of that Mountain Drew. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, baby. Woo!
That's really good speed out of Mountain Drew here. I think that's just taking advantage of everything that's going on here. That's a big thing for Becker right now, is they're clearly outpacing their opponents right now. Unfortunately for everyone off of Howard, they're trying to do their best, but they can't quite stick to the pace. And as a result, they continually just get outpaced. Ooh! And right there, you even see, despite the double commit, that was just 2 players fighting for the aerial there. They both knew that was a good opportunity.
Yokels with the massive, massive play, puts it in the bottom of the net, and it's good.
Over and over again, the shots come off. And the big thing now is sort of, if you're everyone off of HCC, can you keep yourselves in this mentally? Obviously, this first game is going to walk away as a wash. You guys have about 1:50 left, and while 3 goals is possible against an offense that's been so efficient here, it's very unlikely. So going into the next game, you got to just keep yourself in this mentally. Understand that, yeah, this first game didn't go how you would like, but you've got a full series ahead of you where you can make those adjustments and bring it back. Last week, I believe we saw a reverse sweep, so really, we've got plenty of time for either team here to make improvements.
Massive, massive play that we have seen so far. I mean, and at this point, it's just impressive.
It really is. They've done a good job just so far of continuing the speed, continuing these precision touches. And a big thing that we mentioned is that if you make mistakes, it's teams capitalizing on them. I really don't think we've seen a lot of mistakes out of Becker here. I don't think they've made really many, if any at all. They've just continually stayed with the ball, played precisely, and I think part of that is they just haven't felt the pressure in the same way that they've put pressure on their opponents. Ramil almost coming off the ceiling for that one, but that's exactly what I mean. I don't see anyone off of HCC taking shots like that. It just doesn't seem like something they're in the mood to do right now.
They might not be in the mood to do, but even if you're not in the mood to do, you better be in the mood to Drew, because right now this guy is taking over this game.
Oh, absolutely. He's got nearly 600 points. He's got 3 goals on 5 shots, and he's still got the only save for his team. So back and forth he goes on both halves of the field. And as he waits out here at midfield, he might have an opportunity. Can't quite get to that one, though. Milkman with a great save.
Massive, massive opportunity. Yokels plays the ball in. And I tell you what, Becker College has just shown why their record is what it is, because they have taken full advantage of every single opportunity that has came their way. And there's another one as Yokels on cue. It's like that caster cue puts one in. And I mean, his tag says taco, and I like tacos if you've ever seen me. So, man, got my MVP so far.
I mean, they've just done a great job all around playing as a unit here, Becker. They came into this one very, very, I would say, hesitant for the first minute or two here. But the minute that they realized they could just outpace their opponent, they went off. HCC tried to do their best to keep up with it. but unfortunately, they just could not. Becker speeded around that field as quickly as possible, outpaced their opponent, rotated them, and really for HCC, they got to come into this one with a little bit of a different game plan. Maybe try to keep up with the pace. I think that might be a huge benefit to them, as unfortunately right now, every time they get into that sort of boxed-in defense where you see all of them in that little box in the initial or in the goal, they just shot after shot after shot until eventually it goes through. So they got to be a little bit quicker on their pace, transition to the other half, take advantage of that as quick as they can. Otherwise, it's going to be a repeat story.
100%. And we are whew, that was aggressive by Becker College. We knew that they came into tonight's match with the advantage on paper. And I mean, what are you seeing in the way that they're playing that has make them, they took this game 5-1?
Honestly, I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that they are just purely going for every ball that they can. You see a ball in no man's land in the sky, most people are just going to, I would not say most people, but a lot of people will just kind of leave it there and wait to see what happens because they don't want to mistouch it. But right now, so far for Becker, every single ball that goes up and is a possible 50-50, they're jumping at it without hesitation.
And Oliver, not to jump up there, but it looks like we're going to have a sub. As for Becker College, now Perfect Taco is in the game.
Looks like they're going to take this as an opportunity to test out one of their subs. That's always a really good thing to do, is really give opportunity to a player. If you know that you, at the moment, have a little bit of momentum on your side and you've got a little bit of an advantage here, why not test out another player and see how they play with you guys? It's always a good breeding ground to find more players here. So we'll see what happens as Yokels might have the first shot of the game. No, not quite. Mule's going to jump at this one, and this is not good. Milkman's got one to beat, and it's the sub who's not warmed up. Perf going to miss this one, but will make the save.
What a play. Massive save there by that Becker College team.
Oh, my word. I can't believe they came away unscathed out of that one. That's ridiculous.
And I don't know how they did.
Really, so far, this one's already been way more tense than the last game. I think right now, this first minute, both teams have come to this one very quick. You can see a huge change at HCC here, as they've been jumping on the ball a lot quicker than the last game here. But MZ in an awkward position now. Oh, and Perf Taco going to show why he was picked as the sub.
My goodness. I tell you what, I know Perf Taco is definitely playing to my strong suit. He's got a taco in his picture tag. He's got a Subway as his header. And I tell you what, I don't know if you know this, but big boys love food, and I love that shot on goal that he just put in.
It's a pretty picture-perfect play out of Perf Taco there. It's going to feel weird saying Perf so many times in one sentence, but I think we're just going to have to get used to it, as I have a feeling he might be a player we're going to talk about a lot this series. Already off with a really strong first goal here, and now everyone off HCC got to try and play a little bit more cautiously, as, ooh, they know the offense is flying for everyone off of Becker.
Absolutely. Massive opportunities right here. You'd love to see Howard Community College be able to put one of these things together. They have had some opportunities, but right there again, mama, there goes that man, and what a goal.
I have no words. I saw that dribble coming up. He carried that one so perfectly. Knew when to try and speed up and pull that over everyone. Perf really, the power sub indeed here, came in and he has absolutely dominated on offense since he was subbed in here. The question really is now is if Becker makes the substitution back, which I'm going to doubt now considering how well Perf has played here, is it going to be even more disorienting for everyone off of HCC, as they really will have no sort of center game here. Nice save out of Yokels, but they were just trying to get adjusted to the first team after losing 5-1. Now they're down 2-0. They've got no middle ground here, as they just have not been able to adjust to their opponents whatsoever so far.
I agree, and it makes it, how do you take a kid that has scored 2 goals unanswered? How do you take that kid out?
You don't. The question is who comes out after that, or do they even sub anyone out? They look like they've got a winning combination here. They had a winning combination the first time, but really the concern here for HCC, everyone off of Howard have to be worried. Is there a lineup here that you can penetrate the defense of? Because right now, they haven't really had a whole lot of shots on net. They've managed 3 of them, but it's the same amount that the opponents have, yet they've got 2 goals.
You're absolutely right. That's the easiest way to put it. And right now, here's an opportunity. And again, the ball is just consistently on the HCC side. Here's an opportunity.
Ooh. Perf just both halves of the field. Now he's got a dribbling play. Gonna try and slot it. Can't quite. Perf has just been all over this field. I'm starting to wonder why they didn't just have him in the first place. That went off the bar. Ramil can't get to that one. But man, Perf is just, he's going to be the player to talk about here. He came into this series. Neither of us were really sure what was going to happen, as he was getting subbed out for a player who had played oh so well the first game here. And now in the second game, really the player to watch is Perf for sure, beyond any of the other players.
I think you said it best when you said, I don't know what word to say, but I think the word is perfecto, because, I mean, that's the kind of game he's playing right now. It's perfect.
Oh, it's just so pretty to watch. He's had so many nice and clean aerials. You love to see it every single time. The precision on that, even if it's not flashy, it's just good, clean Rocket League. And right now, everyone off of Becker, they're playing good, clean Rocket League, and I begin to get even more concerned for HCC as, no way, oh, I thought Yokels was going to have the double touch, but no, not quite. But over and over again, everyone off of, ooh, HCC almost making it through. Milkman can't quite. But Howard not doing a bad job here. They just need to try and figure out how to slow down this offense. Every time that the offense comes through for everyone off of Becker here, they're immediately flying to the ball and taking really bizarre shots that are hard to defend. And that's a huge thing. Oh, no. Oh, well, that one, that's hard to defend too, but in a whole different way.
My goodness, and what a play. Just put it on the rails, slid down like he was sliding down a slope, and just put it in the net. I mean, that's a massive goal right there.
That's really also showing the diversity of everyone off of Becker there. They can go high flying, they can make these passing plays, but if they want, they'll slow it down and dribble around you as well. So right now, Becker just looking like a lethal team, and really, beyond just this game, this is a statement for the season. We mentioned they have 3 wins. They've got a lot of other teams around them that they're most likely going to have to pair up against in playoffs, and they're staring every one of those teams in the eyes right now and going, I dare you to try and do the same sort of offense. They want to see the same sort of firepower out of every other team in the league here, and they're making a statement here today.
Man, what a massive, massive goal. And that's
no,
surely not another one. Oh! Yokels! Yoko Loco! My goodness, this is bananas. What another goal, and 4-0 in this second game. And I mean, look, I don't like to try to predict the future, because if I could have, I would have had a lot more money than I do now, because, but my goodness, I don't think that Becker College, there's not much of a chance for Howard Community College in this third game unless they make some changes, Oliver.
I mean, that was just overall really well played. We saw Yokels and Perf all over the front half of that field, continually taking shots after shot there, walking away with 8 total between the two of them. But at the same time, also, you got to give a shout out to Ramil. Ramil on the back half the entire time, staying with the ball, making sure to at least just lob it out to his teammates, and over again, holding down that defense. So right now, for everyone off of Howard, they've got to be careful here, as they are not going to have an easy battle here in this third game, and they're on the verge of getting swept. Like you said, I think that's the realistic ending here.
I mean, it just is what it is, and you hate to see it. But for Becker College, they have come out to play, and they've proven that they're ready to go. I mean, this is impressive.
Yeah, it's just unfortunate that this is the team that they had to see here today for everyone off HCC. Like we mentioned, this was a big game for them, hoping that they could secure their second win there and pull away a little bit from the competition around them. But unfortunately, Becker here came today to say, hey, we've got a bunch of teams we know are around us at about the same sort of seeding here. We are going to show why we should be the third seed here and why we should be the ones to pull away. And really, they're doing a good job of proving why. Great play in the air, great play on the ground, great play in defense. Just overall, really impressive play out of everyone here. As we get on to our third game, really, I don't know about you. What do you think are the keys to cracking this defense here for Becker? What can HCC do here to try and switch this one up?
Well, I'm going to be honest with you, and some people might not like this answer, but honestly, I think that they just need to play better. Meaning, I don't think that they're doing anything. I don't think that Becker College is doing anything in that crazy. Like, I've seen Becker College double commit. I've seen Becker College leave open nets. I've seen them have opportunities the bottom line is Howard Community College, this team too, has just period not been able to get the touch when they need it. And that's, to me, that's what they have to do. They have to play better.
Yeah, I think the precision's a big thing here. You've mentioned, it's just that there's a lot of aspects there. You see the double commits that lead to that one. You see the mispositioning. No one here on net after the double commit. It's just a rush to get into the center there. Rather than Navy staying in net waiting for the shot, he dives for it immediately. So I think you're just right. Unfortunately, this is just sort of the play. These continual smaller mistakes that lead to bigger gaps in defense are what have continually put Becker in a better position. Almost an opportunity there for Navy, but Drew's going to walk away with the save instead.
And you know, if you're this Howard team, you needed that kickoff goal.
Yeah, absolutely. Any sort of momentum on their side is what they're looking for right here. They just want to start to feel comfortable, because I don't think since the first game they've really had an opportunity to start feeling comfortable and build plays together. There's just Becker College every single turn. Ooh. Speaking of which, Yokel's up in the air. He's going to grab this one out of nowhere.
Yokel, and then for everyone watching at home, Yokels was actually the 2019 World Yodeling Champion. That's why his name is Yokels. And now, not only can he yodel, we could put goals in the back of the net. It's impressive. 2-0 Becker College.
I cannot confirm nor deny whether or not that is true, but I'm going to say that it is 100% true, at least according to me.
Pure facts, Cotton. Pure facts.
Pure facts here. Only pure facts here at the NECC, and only the top gameplay, though, as Becker continue to play just such a good offense there. The demo comes out. Perf turns on it immediately after baiting out the touch from Mountain Drew baiting out I mean, this is picture perfect Rocket League. You know that this defender has to try and go for a touch here off the wall, so Taco has a perfect shot to go on it afterwards. I mean, Becker College really, even if HCC was playing well here, they still got to play against a pretty much picture-perfect team.
Absolutely, and we got to give a big shout-out to our everyone on Twitch. If you're not watching us on Twitch, you can follow us at twitch.tv/NECC_esports. And, of course, we're going to give a big shout-out to all the Perf Taco fans in the chat, because there's a bunch of people. Perf Taco 1v3, there's a bunch of Taco fans in the chat. So big shout out to the Becker Community College here to support their esports team.
Yeah, Becker's doing a great job here today. It makes sense why they've got so much support, and it makes sense why Perf's got it specifically. My only question is why Perf wasn't in the first game. The man's just come out here and absolutely dominated. I wonder if this was just this was what he was waiting for. He was like, all right, I know that I'm not necessarily always going to get subbed in, so I'm just going to wait and train until they won't expect it. I'll blow up on the field without any of them imagining it, and that's really what he's done here today. If I'm not mistaken, I think he's walked away with, 4 total goals, but he's also going to walk away with a miss on the line. Uh-oh.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I cannot confirm or deny the fact that what happened was Perf Taco actually ordered tacos for his team and actually didn't order enough, and his coach didn't get any, so he left him out of that first game. But now he thought better and put his goal scorer in the game, and Perfecto, makes a mistake there, but still big advantage for Becker College.
Yeah, they're still up 2-0 here, and whether or not they're full on tacos or not, I mean, really, they're still gonna continue to make shots on net. Yokel's gonna walk away with this one, and again, we're back to a 3-goal lead for everyone off of Becker.
It's very impressive, and Yokel's just, and you know what, plays off the top center, almost off the backboard, just hops up in the air, little redirect in the air, and puts it in the bottom of the net. It's a massive goal.
Over and over again, we continue to show why Becker is just such a resilient team here. They've only allowed, if I'm not mistaken, I believe that's the only goal in 2 games here. Oh my god, they're going to slot in another one. 5-1. Just continuing to play really well. I'm being informed they have scored a couple here in the series, but really, I mean, so far it's just been complete suppression off of everyone for Becker. They've just managed to play a really solid defense while playing just as efficient of an offense here, and I have really nothing to say besides this is just an unfortunate matchup here for HCC. They've done a good job. They've played well, but they're just being outpaced, outmaneuvered, and really just outed as a team, like, just in general. Like you said, play better is really the only advice I can give.
And I think one of the things that we both can, and I've been guilty of this as well, But one of the things that we can remember is this Howard Community College second team. So it is a development team. You know, this is a team that probably has some younger students on it. And you know what? They're massive goal. Navy able to push one through off a high tip, open goal, puts it in. But this is the team too, so it is not their top tier roster. So you have to give it to Howard Community College and their esports program for fielding two teams here and really trying to grow in this Rocket League space. Oh my goodness, Navy with another one, and just like that, here I am about to write them off. They put two in. I mean, don't get me wrong, I still think there's a lot of work left to do, but you got to feel at least a little bit better about those two late goals.
My mind is blown here. I don't know what I just watched. Initially, we see Mountain Drew completely break rotation and go for boost, leaving the goal open. Then a 65-mile-an-hour pinch directly into goal off a kickoff. Howard, if anything to take away from this is which one of these players are going to continue to go through this program and pull themselves up to the first team. Right now, it really could be any of them, but ex-Navy getting a part of 2 goals in a row, maybe it's his time to shine.
100%. Big demo in the center of the field. There's no way they score again. Milkman, here I was putting my dinner reservations together, and Milkman says, "Hope you're not lactose intolerant because I'm going to put this goal in the right side of the net, and you ain't got nowhere to go." Man, wow, what a goal!
My jaw is dropped right now. I have no idea what is going on. I guess all it took was 1 goal. They got 1 goal. The momentum started to swing a little bit here. Oh, never mind. Yokel's making sure to put an exclamation point on their win.
Well, and that's just impressive. I mean, this whole match they've tried, and as we come to the end of it here, I mean, you have to give it to Howard Community College. They've played well, and I mean, it is what it is. I mean, it's not fun to lose like this, but you are the developmental team. This Becker College team was expected to come in here and beat you, but you've played well. I mean, I don't think, to me, there's a difference in losing 3-0 and getting embarrassed 3-0, and I don't think that's the case here.
No, I think especially in this last game, they started to show some fire here. I think that this is, unfortunately, like we mentioned, even going into this one, a little bit one-sided, especially with the super sub coming through. Perf Taco pulling away with a multitude of goals here. In this game alone, he's got 2, but regardless, really well played all around from everybody here on this team. And I'm actually realizing now, I don't think we noticed that this was a sub. Mountain Drew back in here. Emil is out, excuse me. And as a result, they've just absolutely had a high-flying offense here. Everyone getting involved. 4 goals, 2 goals, and 1 goal. So everybody around, at least 3 assists for Perf and for Mountain Drew here. So a really good final game here. Howard doing the best that they can, but unfortunately, this one on paper was going to go to Becker, and they will walk away with a 3-0 victory, as somewhat expected.
Absolutely, and a big shout out. I mean, we have to give a big shout out to Mountain Drew, because in that first game he was so aggressive. And listen, we can talk about Perf Taco playing the way that he did and scoring all the goals that he did. But even in this last game, Yokel's scoring 4 goals. I mean, Mountain Drew, this is a absolute. I can't pick anyone. Maybe just because I like tacos in real life, but we can't pick a player of the game, because to me, I think this is a massive team win.
This was a team win all around. Even Ramil in that final game, who was not there, he had so much effort in the other 2 games. He had done so much to help with the team. And really, when you've got a team that's so fluid, no matter who you mix in and out of it, it really does help your offense all around and defense, because the other team doesn't get time to get adjusted to you. I've mentioned this, I think, before previously on my own channel, but I do think that subs need to become way more relevant in professional play, in high-up play, in college play all around, in every level of Rocket League, because there is so much advantage to putting in a new player and not allowing the other team to get adjusted. And if you guys who are on the field still mesh as well as the original 3 in the lineup, that's just advantageous to you more than anybody. So really well played out of everyone off of Becker. All the players on there getting involved. And HCC, well played. Unfortunate for you guys that you couldn't pull away with a win here today, but this was really a good learning experience, I would say, for everyone on the team.
Absolutely. I completely agree with that. And ladies and gentlemen, again, Don't go anywhere because we are just getting started. Oliver, we have another matchup tonight, and we saw this Howard Community College 2 team, but now all roads shift, and we look at Howard Community College #1 team. They're coming in here, and guess what? They're facing off against the University of Alabama. The Crimson Tide come in here to the NECC. We saw how impressive they were in their opening week here with us. I mean, Oliver, there is a slugfest coming up here in this game 3.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm prepared for as good of a series as the first one, going back and forth the whole time. No idea who's going to end up winning that one, but we're gonna have to see. We've got plenty of time until the next game, so don't go anywhere, everybody. Here, I'm very excited for this one to come up, but we do have a little bit more of anticipation on this one, I would say, than the last game. But
Sure.
I think I'm going to be just as excited for these next anticipating for this next 30 minutes as I did for the last time we had a break. So I don't know about you, Jaron, but I'm excited.
Oh, man, I'm fired up. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for being here. Thank you to our friends at Helix Esports for all they do for us behind the scenes. Of course, HyperX, some of the best gear in gaming, now comes to the NECC. And last but not least, and probably one of our favorites out there, ESTV, our linear TV partner. We are so grateful for them and the support they've given us. And they have announced that they will post the NECC playoffs on their channel live. So ESTV, the proud TV partner. And if you don't have ESTV yet, you can get it at Samsung TV Plus, the Roku channel, Vizio, plenty of options and platforms where you can pick up that and check out esports action from around the globe on their platform, including the NECC playoffs and the NECC championships. I tell you what, it is going to be a fantastic matchup. That matchup between Howard Community College and the University of Alabama, about 20 to 25 minutes away. So do not go anywhere. Stay right here with us. This tonight will be my last game of the evening, but my man Oliver Bass is going to be heading up the show with our friend Voltage Plays. It is going to be a fun night in this final match of the evening. Thank you so much for being here. For our commissioner, Jacob Van Ryan, our director of esports, Caleb Glooby. I have been giving him Rocket League classes. He's getting a lot better. And ladies and gentlemen, for Oliver Bass, my name is Jaron Bell. Thank you so much for being here. And don't go anywhere, as we will have Alabama and Howard Community College right around the corner at the top of the hour. And until then, stay beautiful, stay blessed, GG's, and welcome to the NECC. Love you guys. We'll see you next time.
Welcome, everybody, to the NECC Rocket League on Friday nights. I am Bass from the Past. Today with me, Voltage Plays. Voltage, welcome into the booth here today. We've had two, but we're excited to have you for the third.
Yeah, it's going to be a very exciting game. It's going to be Howard Community College going against the University of Alabama.
And I am very, very excited for this. Both of these teams been very strong contenders throughout the season. Alabama only losing once so far this season. Similarly, Howard coming into this one only losing once to the same team, both losing to Montana. So both of them ready here to play today. And I don't know about you. I don't really have an edge here. Do you have any insights on who you think has got the edge here?
Yeah, I haven't seen a whole lot of University of Alabama. I caught the first two games the first time they were on stream. But with Howard Community College, you're going to see a lot from Logs and Trees and Newble going up the field playing together. Logs and Trees, he is the higher ranked of the three of them, and he's going to be kind of like the grounded one that makes those plays look easy that shouldn't be easy. Newble's very technical, so he's going to squeak some goals in there most likely, and then Neuropulse is going to be the one who's going to allow those two to move up the field earlier than most teams would, because he's going to stay back a little bit more than the other two. So it's going to be interesting to see how University of Alabama combats against that mentality.
Yeah, and for Alabama, this is only their third game in the league so far, so they haven't had a lot of as much experience, I should say, as the rest of these teams here, so it's going to be a little bit more unfamiliar to them, but that doesn't necessarily keep them out of the running. Before we get in here to this game here today, we want to thank all of our partners. First off, Helix Esports. Thank you for all the support behind the scenes for the NECC. Wouldn't be possible without you guys. And also a shout out to ESTV, now available on Samsung TV Plus and the Roku channel, bring you esports action from around the globe 24/7 on their platform, and also the NECC playoffs, all going to be streamed on there as well. And finally, HyperX, some of the best gear in gaming now coming to the NECC. So thank you to all of our partners there before we get into this game. But I would agree with you. I think that this is definitely going to be a close game. We're going to look at some of those key factors for everybody off of Howard. But really, this one is somewhat of a coin toss. So really, I'm just excited to see a good series more than anything.
And what I say is let's flip that coin and see where it lands. I'm excited to get started here.
Yeah. Just waiting on the teams now, just about to start in just a couple of seconds here. But I think really for me, I'm not going to necessarily pick a team between the two of them. I think that both of them have a lot of very strong players. So really, this one could go either way. We'll just have to wait and see. And as all the teams start to get ready and get into the match here, we're just about ready to go here. Howard Community College is going to be in orange. Meanwhile, we'll have Alabama on blue. And good luck's getting thrown out in the chat. So good luck to both teams as we have kickoff here, and we're just about ready to go.
It's going to go off the backboard here. Logs and Trees able to push it away, but a demo comes out, and Newble's going to have to move from his own corner. Trying to bring it over land here. Truthfully cool in the net. Logs and Trees moving up, but contested by Malone here.
Malone doing a good job to jump on this one immediately. Almost gets the shot off, but not quite. Lane's going to pop this out to the side. Already, we're seeing both teams pick up the pace very quickly here. A lot of teams in the first game, they'll play a little bit hesitant. They don't necessarily want to jump too quickly, but definitely not either of these squads for sure.
Yeah, both of these teams are putting very well executed shots on net as land goes up middle. Newble shuts that one down. Logs and Trees on the left side following. Nobody in net, but it is a floater, and it looks like Malone Brown is going to be able to get to it. Oh, Newble cuts it.
Already.
Sorry, Neuropulse tries to cut it in.
And a little bit of the back and forth here. My question really for you would be, do you think that this is going to be how this series goes out? Because I'm surprised to see as much ping pong here. This is a little bit more what I was expecting, the breakdown in the play and a little bit slow action. Would you say that this is going to go speedy like this based on what you've seen so far? Do you think eventually teams are going to get more comfortable?
I think they're really feeling each other out right now and thinking that if they push hard and they push fast, they're going to be able to get a goal in. So it may stay quick like this if they start scoring, but I believe that if both teams are defending well, they're going to slow down and wait for their opportunities a little bit more carefully and pick their plays.
Speaking of which, they're going to pop that one off the backboard. I would absolutely agree. I think that if time goes on and this continues to be a strategy they can't combat against, they'll slow down and try to make better and better shots, but it really does come all down to defense, like you mentioned. Land going to dive in on that one, but the defense from Newble is going to be too much to too much to handle here. So it really kind of comes down to how these teams want to play this one. We've seen teams that try to keep the pace the whole time, don't let their opponents get any comfortability at all. And then we've also seen teams that just continue to break down the speed as much as they can, throw them off by just not letting them allow to play their favorite pace. So as we get halfway through this game, we're still at about 0-0 here. And the question really becomes, what type of goal is going to make it through this defense?
At this point, I feel like it's going to be the most spectacular play the NECC has seen yet, as Nooble finds Loggentrees on the right side, but it is shut down. Land there to clear it out to the side. Malone following up on it. Neuro faking. Loggentrees putting it on net, but truthfully cool there to shut it down. Great
again,
center from Loggentrees.
Ooh, I was going to say possession play. None of these balls, I don't know about you, none of these balls so far have really looked like they've had the potential to break the defense here of Alabama. Alabama have held off most of these pretty handily, so I think they're really going to need to try and go at this offense a little bit differently. So far, these shots have been too weak to really prove anything, and that's not going to be a successful remedy throughout the rest of the series here.
Yeah, at this point, they're playing a game of numbers. If they throw enough shots on net, eventually one of them will get through, and they're going to see if this hypothesis works out for him as Loggentrees tries to find middle and not able to do so. It's going to be left up to Neuropulse in the back.
Neuro a little bit aggressive on that one. I don't think it's a terrible play. Ooh, for him to be in the corner, but this is why it's concerning. Without a perfect touch in the corner, you leave the offense to get set up here, and that's exactly what happened.
Yeah, truthfully cool, just missing the net there, but Land is going to make it in there. Nobody on the side of Howard Community College there to stop that one. It's going to be 1-0 with less than 2 minutes left on the clock here.
Alabama, the question is do they pull away with this series after this first win? Well, I wouldn't say quite yet it's first one. They've got a minute and a half here, and so far HCC has done a good job of knocking on the door the entire time, just not getting anything through quite yet. But again, it really does, the momentum here in this first game, is so crucial. Logs coming away with a double demo. Oh, but the double miss coming out as well. Nooble, oh my word, this has got me on my edge. Oh, and Malone gonna come through. Oh no, that's disastrous for HCC right there.
Yeah, great play from Logs to shut down any offensive pressure, but Nooble not able to move it out in time as Malone comes in and just directs it to the side where nobody is.
Oh, it's just such a shame. You thought for a second that there would be a comeback potential here for everyone off of Howard, but unfortunately, now I think this first game might be set and done. We got about a minute left. They can maybe score one, but with how far and few the goals have come so far, it's going to be hard for them to score two. Oh, the first one will come in, though. They'll buy themselves as much time as possible with 56 seconds left.
Nooble finding Loggentrees middle of middle of the field, and then Nooble coming in back in to finish it there. They still have a minute, and like they say in Rocket League, all you need is 3 seconds.
Really, truthfully, truthfully, Cool could have had it right there off the kickoff. Wait, what?
No way! Neuropulse playing it into, I believe that was Land, who brought it up the wall into his own net, and with less than a minute, we have a tie game here, and it is a 0-0 overtime almost.
It took literally 3 seconds.
Loggentrees meeting Land on the kickoff here. Noble trying to meet him in the air, able to do so, but it pushes off to the side here. He's going to pick up boost and looks like he's going to be playing defense. Neuro able to get a touch on it.
My brain is absolutely just scrambling right now. I still can't quite comprehend that own goal there. That was, I'm pretty sure that even if you had tried to do that to get that angle, you could not. Most players are not going to be able to get the power and angle that was just shot there. Just unfortunate for everyone off Alabama, but it looks like they're pretty unfazed. Malone going to squeak one in with about 20 seconds left here. This is a nice shot.
It is a nice double tap just above the crossbar there, and is able to set it down nicely. And it's once again University of Alabama lead here as we're coming into the final seconds of this match. Nooble trying to strike again. Not able to do so, but is still on the University of Alabama side of the field.
This follow-up could be it. Oh, and that it will be. Loggentrees going to dive in here at the end. And you saw this go off the backboard enough times. We were waiting for this to happen.
Neuro with a great center over to Loggentrees, and Loggentrees puts it in after the double commit from University of Alabama. 3-3, 11 seconds left, and I really haven't seen this close of a game in Rocket League so far.
I mean, this is just back and forth and back and forth. Both teams. If you were to tell me that at the 0-2 scoreline with 1:30 left that this game was going to go to overtime at 3-3, I would have called you crazy. But here we are. We've got an overtime first game here, and we knew this series would be close. I didn't expect an overtime to start us off. But, ooh, an overtime not going to last that long if the shot goes through. What a save out of Truthfully Cool there.
Oh my word. I don't know about you, but sometimes I talk in quick chats, and what a save indeed coming out from the side of University of Alabama, as that's going to flow over Neuropole, but Logs and Trees is going to be there in fantastic rotation for just a moment there from Howard Community College.
Yeah, and I think that miss that went over Neuro, really, it was going to be heartbreaking if that had gone in. As much as I would love to see the some nice goal come through here, the number one thing I'd like to avoid is I do not want the end here to be off of a mistake. Both these teams have played so well up until now. It would be so wrong for them to go out on a small and silly mistake. That's a nice pass out to the middle. Neuro puts it high, but Nooble can't get there for the follow-up. Follow will come out of Logs, but it's not powerful enough. And man, you thought that was it for HCC. That was the best opportunity so far.
Yeah, absolutely. But they did have a triple commit. If somebody on University of Alabama was able to pop it over Logs, that would have been game right there. But luckily, Logs put a corner of his bumper on it as a center coming out from land.
Nooble going to try to run with that, but immediately gets stomped. Malone going to pop this one out of his own half, and Nooble not going to make the best touch. Unfortunately, he kind of just throws that out to Truthfully, who's going to then pass it to land. Back and forth we go. It looks like we're back to a little bit of ping pong here, as neither team has had possession for about 30 seconds.
Yeah, it looks like we're going to be ending the game the way we started it, quick and back and forth. Neuropulse there to clean it up there, but doesn't retain control. Logs and Trees having to come out of net to move it forward. Neuropulse needs to go far net here as land centers that up.
Oh, that's got me nervous. Beautifully. I don't know if you saw that. They broke rotations for a little bit of a second here. You've mentioned it previously. If teams start popping this across the field like we saw in the last game with Golden, it's going to be a really hard series for either one of them to come through with. But I do think that the rotations are going to clean up as the series goes on. This could be the winning. No! A double commit again. This is what I mean. You got to be so nervous right now for Alabama. They've had many opportunities, but the minute that this gets crossed across the court here, it's going to be disastrous for them.
Neuropulse decided to cut in from that pass from Logs as this offensive pressure is now starting to go in the way of HCC, but as soon as I say that, it goes back towards Alabama. Malone trying to sneak it past Nooble. They're not able to do so, but open field, and Nooble puts a shot towards the top left corner. Doesn't drop as Neuropulse follows it, and Neuropulse is the one to put it away, making it a 3-4 win in favor of Howard Community College Game 1.
And poor Land. That was what I was saying when I was hoping not to see the little bit of mistake cost them dearly, and oh boy did it there. Land not able to get a confident touch as it was coming towards his own goal, and unfortunately that's going to be the end of that game. A good final overtime goal there, and way unexpected in terms of how close that one was going to be. I don't know about you. I did not expect that going to overtime for the first game of the series.
Yeah, and especially after the 2-0 lead that University of Alabama had.
Shocking. So it's as we get underway here into this next game and the rest of the series, my real takeaway from this game is just sort of how crucial defense is going to be here. Obviously, both of these teams so far have shown that they're very strong on offense. They're going to have the ability to play a strong offense throughout the entire thing. But the real question is are they going to be able to buckle down on defense? We both mentioned it. The rotations were a little bit sloppy, especially towards the end there. And they need to be careful of those double commits because the minute a team capitalizes, that's the minute they take the series. So as we get underway here into our next game, we're having a little bit of technical difficulty. So we're trying to figure this out for Voltage real quick. We're going to have this thing. So at minimum, we will be able to hopefully have all the players in here. It looks like we're going to get underway. We're going to wait for Voltage, or try to wait for Voltage to see if he can get back into the game. But regardless, I will still be here and ready to cast. Voltage will be in the booth, so he'll be back in just a second.
I am in. His kickoff is going to get started here. Malone and Neuropulse meet in the middle. I believe that's the same pair that met at the beginning of Game 1 here.
Good shot out of Land.
What a shot!
That's a banger. There's no other word there except for banger. Look at the power on this shot, and from so far away, reads this perfectly, slots it into the left, from right to left there. I mean, oh my gosh, is that pretty.
Wonderful shot coming out from Land. Great pass coming across the net from Truthfully Cool, and that is an early strike for University of Alabama in this game too, where they are behind in the series.
And that's the big thing here for Alabama, that they do not want to go behind in this series here. They've got a lot of wins they need to take throughout the rest of the season in order to give themselves a good spot here, and this would be a big win at that. Howard, obviously a very well-known team here. They've taken one loss throughout the season against and only against a team that is currently undefeated. So if they're able to take a win off of them here today, this is huge for Alabama. And right now, they've got a 1-0 lead in the second game.
And right now, both these teams are gaining so much experience playing each other. These are the top two most likely in this division, or sorry, top of the top three in this division. And it's really just some of the hardest Rocket League that they've played yet outside of Montana, who have defeated both of these teams. What a touch there from Nooble, trying to put it on net, but Logs and Trees is going to follow up on the clear.
And I would definitely say it's fair to put Alabama up here with the top players in this division, despite their young I guess season, the best way to put it, that they've only had two games so far. I do think that they have shown within those 2 games how lethal of a threat they are going to be throughout this whole season. And if they make it in the playoffs, which they most likely will, they're going to really be a threat against a lot of these teams that don't have as much experience against them.
Yeah, but they brought it out of their side fantastically, and Land just puts that blooper right over. I believe that was Nooble in net.
Who touched this? Oh, no. I was going to say, I believe that was an assisted play from someone off of Howard there. That is unfortunate for them. However, they've been in this position before. If I remember correctly, it was 2-0 at the same time last game, and we were just about as doubting everybody on Howard last time.
Yeah, right now Howard really needs to clean up their rotations. They're triple committing a lot when they have that offensive pressure. Right now they need to focus on getting back to midfield and being there for the next touch.
Alabama, though, they're doing a good job of continuing to just suppress this defense here. They have just jumped on the ball every time. Land going to be a bit hesitant here, though. This could be a mistake. Oh, but the bigger mistake there is the double commit. Land going to try to do his best to transition into a bump off of it, but again, rotation's still not 100%. I'd hope that throughout this series they become a little bit stronger, because right now there are still definitely holes in each of these defenses.
Oh, absolutely. And right now the trick is just to recognize that hole while you're trying to play the best Rocket League of your life. To focus on playing, you also need to recognize the holes in the defense and where you can strike. And that's going to be the tough part about today's matchup.
It's a good pop-up from Truthfully, but unfortunately Malone not able to get the follow-up here. Now it's going to be the opposite way. Nooble going to drop this one down, not quite in. Land going to make another good save here, but it really does... Oh, there it is. That's what we talked about. It's off target. No, Truthfully not going to get the shot on net. But that's what we were talking about, waiting for that hole to open. And that might be the only one, because unfortunately, now that you've exposed that hole, everyone on the defense is going to be a whole lot more aware and a whole lot more hesitant before triple committing.
Ooh, Neuropulse trying to put it over. Land not able to do so, and Logs and Trees pushes it off to the side. And Truthfully Cool bringing it out, arrowing over to Land, who just misses it. Logs and Trees is the one to put a par on that. Malone trying to follow up the pass out to center. Nooble with the demo. Neuropulse, the next one to touch it. Out to Truthfully Cool, and Malone and Truthfully Cool working together on that wall to bring it up.
Back and forth this one has gone. I know I've mentioned it a million times, but even at this 2-0 lead here, it still doesn't look like everyone off HCC are out of this. And it's hard to count them out when they made the comeback last game and with how clean they've played here. That's a nice shot. Ooh, Neuro with a banger into the bottom left. Good power and accuracy from Neuropulse.
Yeah, he was the last one up there. He needed to put a nice shot on net, and that's exactly what he did with less than with a minute 15 left on the clock. Can they put another one in and possibly send this to overtime?
Honestly, in my opinion, if history is to repeat itself, I would say yes. The issue is here, I think this is a much stronger offense than we saw in the last game from Alabama. So if Alabama put in another one here, that's all she wrote. But the question is can they do it within the time left? Otherwise, they definitely leave an opportunity for Howard to slot one in here.
Everybody in HCC sitting in net waiting for a play to happen instead of going out into contesting. So that's something that I would have liked to see one of the players from HCC to move out and try to disrupt the play that Alabama was trying to make, as Neuropulse tries to put that in from a great pass. And almost an own goal, but a great center pass there from Logs and Trees over to Truthfully Cool to put it in.
And everyone off of HCC letting us know that it was a great pass. Letting us know in the chat that that was a great pass. Unfortunate, but I think that might be the nail in the coffin this one. Alabama going to tie up this series here. 36 seconds left. Maybe they can do it within the 30 seconds here, but Alabama's played a pretty solid defense so far. If they just time waste here, that's really the best idea.
Right now it's floating in the center as Nooble goes up for it. Land back in net, goes off the crossbar. Locks and Trees tries to push it in. Nooble with low boost decides to not challenge it in the air, and to challenge on the ground does not work out in his favor, as the ball with an assist coming out from another HCC player, Neuropulse, going to go in 4-1, and I believe that's all she wrote. The 3-second rule only applies so many times.
It really does, and that's just such a nice shot at it, truthfully. A really nice save out of Malone, too, on the other end, which led into that in the first place. But unfortunately, I mean, for every little step that everyone off of Howard has been able to make here, Howard Community College just cannot seem to secure a lead here for this game. 4-1 it becomes, and despite clawing and getting so close, not able to pull away with it, as this ball just about drops the ground. There it goes. Alabama, game 2.
And hopefully I stay in this lobby as we move on to game number 3. It is tied 1-1. Any thoughts on you? Like, what does Alabama need to do to continue this offensive powerhouse that they've been bringing, or anything HCC can do to bring it back to more like the first game?
I mean, honestly, more than anything, I think Alabama's doing a really good job right here. There's not a lot of criticisms that I can make of them, and I think for the most part, they'll be able to figure them out themselves rather than me having to try and figure them out for them. I would say the biggest thing here for everyone off of Howard, though, is they've got to start playing rotations correctly. You and I both mentioned it, and in different forms. They need to not triple commit. They need to make sure that they have a player out of net, so while they have someone in there, trust them fully and have the other two players running distraction, so they make sure that they don't have an easy shot on net. And in addition to that, just up your pace. It looks hesitant. It doesn't look like they're jumping on the ball as much, and they're giving a lot of time to Alabama to just do what they want, passing plays, dribbling plays, really whatever. So I think that's the biggest thing. Work on rotations here for Howard, and I think that's going to be their key to victory here. But we'll have to find out. We've got a long series ahead of us. Oh, and it looks like we're going to have to remake the server real quick. Unfortunately, Rocket server is not always the most reliable, down for maintenance. So we're going to remake the lobby here real quick. But I'll throw the question back to you then, Voltage. What do you think are the keys to victory here for Howard if they're going to try and win against this Alabama offense?
At this point, Alabama has figured out that it's, like I said, a game of numbers. Some of those shots were not the most quality shots, but being there to contest it both times, put it in. So at this point, we're really looking to see that continuing pressure from Alabama. And like you said, the rotations from Howard Community College really need to be on point in this game for them to have any chance at victory here. Logs and Trees and Nooble need to back up. Neuropulse, I believe, scored 2 in the first game in the 4-3 victory that they had.
I think that it really does come down to clean rotations and, making sure that you've got those key offensive players on offense for you. If you've got good strikers, make sure to throw them the ball every time you can. We've seen that there are some really nice shots that can be made. So if you're able to get a clean enough rotation where everyone feels comfortable in their position, that's a huge benefit. Communication is such a huge part of playing teams like this. And as much as your mechanics can take you so far, if you're not playing well as a unit, it means nothing.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. So points to watch is going to be the rotations on the side of HCC and the continuing presence from Alabama. They know they can score. They can do it consistently at this point. 3 goals in the first game, 4 goals in the second. I really just want them to continue that.
We'll see if they can do that. Kickoff here, a 1-1 series we've got. And I wouldn't be surprised to see this go to a best of 5, or go to 5 games in this best of 5. Excuse me. As this one gets popped up though.
Both Nooble and Logs and Trees went for that on the side wall there as they missed clear coming up from Neuro. Just a sloppy play so far at the beginning of this game for HCC.
Absolutely. The rotations do not look as clean as before here. A weird touch out of Nooble there. I have a feeling that was intentional. Probably wanted the reset, but didn't quite get it. Now with no one home here, yeah, they can do what they want, but they won't. Alabama not able to make that one off. The pass from Truthfully just a bit too powerful. And now we go the other way with Logs and Trees faking everyone out with no boost in the air.
Yeah, he set himself up perfectly for that one. Put a nice touch on net. Knew he was low on boost, and everybody was ready for a last little hurrah from him, and it never comes, and it just floats underneath him.
It's a really good heads-up play. If you keep yourself in the play and make yourself look like you could touch the ball at any second, but don't, it really does throw off the defenders. The fakes here at this level are so key. The question is are the teams going to now start trying to fake out each other? If they've realized they've got both teams biting at touches here, maybe they'll fake out each other and make this more of a mind game. So far, it doesn't look like they've got the time, though, as both teams are just diving on the ball repeatedly.
Yeah, at this point, in this level of play, fakes are going to be more of a last resort, or you're going to have control even if the fake doesn't work scenario. So I don't think it will be coming out too much. But like right now, truthfully, if he hit that a little slower, he could definitely have a fake there because his team was behind him at midfield ready to follow up.
Yeah, unfortunately, the truth about fakes is, as great as they are and as simple as they seem, they're one of the hardest things to pull off in Rocket League. You see players at the highest level pull them off because they've played Rocket League for so many thousands of hours. They know when they can fake out a shot and still have it be safe. At this point right now, with both teams just trying to find any sort of edge, ooh, it's gonna, oh, what? It's gonna come from these one-off plays. Nooble, how about that?
Nooble going sky high, putting it almost barred down. Truthfully cool there to stop it, though, but nobody there with a follow-up save. Nooble's able to put it in on his second touch there.
Oh, my word. And that's a really nice second touch at that. 2-0 it becomes. So we've seen this 0-2 timeline a couple times here, and so far it has not meant a definite win. I guess the last game it sort of did, but we saw a 2-1 immediately emerge after that. No capitalization on it, but I still, don't think a 2-0 lead is comfortable enough. But how about 3-0? Nooble putting in yet another one.
Yeah, Nooble is popping off at this point, putting it far post where land cannot reach it, and it's a Nooble and Logs and Trees show this time. And I'm going to use the Jaron term, cutting down the competition with Logs 100%. And Trees.
100%. They're playing as a cohesive unit so well here. Not to take anything away from Neuro, but Neuro, the only player on the team with a save right now, so it looks like they've all found their roles. Neuro's happy to sit back and let his brethren just absolutely rip it at net over and over again. And now we're actually seeing some missed rotations out of Alabama. That one left open for far longer than I'm comfortable with. I don't know about you, Voltage.
Yeah, so from when you're playing goalie, and then you get a shot on net from a slow roller like that, that's got to be uncomfortable for the opposing team.
This one getting thrown out to the center here, though. Malone going to try and throw this out to Land. Land with an okay pass, but Nooble's going to read that. A big thing for everyone off of Howard, we mentioned they needed to up their pace. They've absolutely done that. They are whipping it around the field right now. And the real question is are Alabama going to be able to keep up with this pace? Right now, they look a little bit uncomfortable. I don't think so, personally, Voltage.
Yeah, we've seen it come out from both teams. They come from behind tie in that first game. And now HTC are the ones with this pressure, and I really think with 2 minutes, they can score 3 goals. Alabama can bring it back the other way. They just need to kind of get a reset as Logs and Trees is found by Neuropulse in the center of the field, and he puts it far post once again. 4-0 in favor of HTC.
Can they come back from 4 goals, though, is the real question here. Now, they've got almost 2 minutes to do it, but that's got to be at least a goal every about 25 seconds here. So they've got to be really, really quick on this one. Otherwise, they're just not going to have the time, and that's just for overtime. We've seen how efficient this Howard team has been so far. The question is even if they get the momentum sucked away from them, are they not going to be able to put it away in overtime? Minute 30 left, though. That time frame has shortened significantly here. But this could be a play for Alabama. No, it will not. Good defense out of Logs and Trees there. As this goes the other way, lobbed up to the center. No one home, though. The Logs and Trees can't get to that one. Still, the outpacing seems to be the key factor here in this game.
Yeah, I mean, first one to go up for that Nooble was the first one to touch it. Land, the only one back. Neuropulse passes to himself, barred down. And that's going to be 5-0 with just over a minute left. And I think this game can be safely in the books.
And this is really just such a different game than we had seen previously. Howard came into this one a little bit shaky. We thought that they would be about even here and that they'd have a good shot. And then obviously winning the first one by a nail biter, losing the second one pretty handily here. And now coming into this third game, they're pretty much flipping the script now. They've got a total of, I believe it's 12 shots? No, 10 shots. Meanwhile, their opponents have 1 shot. Alabama's got 1 shot and 6 saves. Howard Community only had to make 1 save this entire game. They have really been in control of offense the entire time here. And Alabama, they're really going to need to switch something up in the next game, or they're going to continue to get scored on as the 6th one comes through from Neuro.
I mean, Neuropulse seems to be in the right place at the right time every time. After Nooble or Logs and Trees puts a ball center and a double commit comes out, there is Neuropulse to put it away.
Over and over and over again, they continue to back each other up. I mean, their rotations cannot have gotten any cleaner here. Howard has done a great job. They've now backing each other up. They're whipping it around the field everywhere, boost starving as much as they can. They're doing a really good job of just making sure that they've got presence no matter where they go, giving no time for Alabama to try and build up a play here. Alabama, they got to try and find just a one-off goal randomly and try and switch some sort of momentum here.
Yeah, I wonder at this point if they're just trying to find one in the net, get some confidence back, and HCC is trying to stop that from happening. Keep the momentum in their favor as we are going to head to a game 3.
Just over and over again, this one just back and forth and back and forth. 0-6 it becomes. And as we get into as we end game 3 here and get ready for game 4, I'm going to throw it to you this time. So last time we were sitting in this exact position, we were wondering, what can Howard do here to switch this all up and make it so that they can have an efficient game 3? Now we sit here at the end of game 3 and wonder how that question even came to mind. What can Alabama do here, Voltage, in order to try and switch this one around?
At this point, so far, it's been a truthfully cool show on the side of Alabama. That's the name that keeps popping up. That's the one that the automatic director keeps going to. I want to see a little bit more from Malone, Brown, and Land to come out and support him on those offensive plays. I feel like they're staying back a little bit too much. Not that the rotation is terrible. It's just the timing on that rotation. I want to see more of an offensive pressure from those two, and I think that it's going to be a lot more even of a game number 4.
I would hope so. I mean, really, it does look like both of these teams, they deserve a game 5. Screw what I want. They deserve a game 5. They have played very, very well so far throughout this. You mentioned it previously. I mean, Land the first game and the second game even looked so clean here in that game, walking away with 120 points, not a single goal, not a single assist. So it's really not the game that they were looking for here. So Alabama, as we get underway here into our 4th game, they know this is everything. This is the series on the line for them. They are down 2-1 here, backs against the wall. What can they pull out?
This is going to be the game to prove it. Right now, it's a do-or-die situation for Alabama. HCC is the one in control of this game. And truthfully cool bringing it up the wall. And Malone, stuffed by Nooble, but it was a great opportunity as Nooble comes out of nowhere. And almost a double touch. And the last one back is going to be Neuropulse against a roaring hot Truthfully Cool, who slows it down, tries to find a teammate in the middle, but Nooble says, no center for you, not today. No boost on Neuropulse. And Truthfully Cool from the pass from Land puts it in as Neuro had no boost.
I was going to mention how I think that Howard had been doing such a good job on rotations there. You saw the double commit on the front half, so their third man stayed back, immediately waited until the team was positioned, and then charged only once he knew he had someone behind him to make the touch after he forced the awkwardness out of Alabama. But unfortunately, I think a big difference here, Alabama, they're playing a little bit of possession play now. They're not just immediately shooting for shots and taking whatever they can. They're just trying to break down this defense out of Howard, and I think this might be the key for them. It's worked so far, and Howard look a whole lot more awkward than they had previously.
Yeah, so far it is working. Two double commits coming up from Noble and Logs and Trees as Malone makes a brilliant save, brings up the field. Logs and Trees trying to contest, but has no boots to do so. Land in the middle, Neuro not quick enough, and it's going to be a 2-0 game once again.
And This is just a whole different Alabama already. You see them carrying it down the side. Malone, like a statue, will not be moved, just completely carrying that without any bump affecting him. And a great shot out of Land. The two players we were saying, hey, we need to see them step it up a little bit. They have absolutely stepped it up already here in this game. Land coming away with 1 goal and an assist. Meanwhile, Malone already having an assist on the board and a save. So both players stepping it up here in Game 4, and they're already up 2-0. The question is this a safe enough point for them?
Yeah, at this point, I feel like both teams are watching the stream as almost an air dribble goes in from Nooble. We tell HCC they need to tighten up their rotations next game. Tightest rotations we've seen so far. We say Land and Malone need to step it up, bring it to the plate. First 2 minutes, they are in there scoring goals and assisting plays. Really just interesting how these teams are figuring out what they need to do at the break.
And the pace has absolutely stepped up here for Alabama. They have immediately started trying to run on this one. And you see the demos coming out a lot more here. I think both teams are starting to get frustrated with how little time they're getting. They're just going for demos, trying to just pull a player out of the equation here and see if they can maybe buy themselves some more time. Banger of a shot out of Land, but it's going to be too high. Already here, though, Alabama, they're doing a good job of just running with this offense here. The demo's really coming into play now. I knew they'd be something, but not to that degree. I think that's the third demo in 20 seconds.
Yeah, Logs and Trees normally is the demo man himself, but not today. Land trying to put a nice shot to center. Nobody there to follow it as both players from Alabama have backed up, and almost a shot there from Nooble. Oh, and what a play there. Logs and Trees from the same side. And Nooble sneaks it in from a great pass from Logs and Trees, 2-1. It's still in favor of Alabama, but a goal and not a shutout is huge at this point. They're looking for a second one and to tighten up that rotation once again, but Malone and Land have been coming in strong to support Truthfully Cool, and if they keep that up, I don't see it going the other way.
It's really true. They've done a great job so far. The main question here is whether or not this is going to carry you over into Game 5. Say we do get a Game 5, both these teams now look like they're starting to play to their highest degree. I think Howard now needs to refocus on the rotations. I think they've started to try and up the pace here to try and outpace Alabama after that worked the first time here. But they need to focus on rotations again as, they are leaving themselves with many, many poor opportunities here. Another one ripped off at net, but I'm becoming more and more hesitant of this Howard defense as Alabama looks like they figured out the key to victory here.
Yeah, at this point, Neuro is a more cautious, not slower, but cautious player than Logs and Trees and Nooble are. So it's normally a benefit for them, but right now, they just can't get these rotations around quick enough. And I think if he stepped up that pace, then maybe people would be more in position. As a great fake coming in from Logs and Trees, a center from Nooble as he drops it underneath Land. With a minute and 11 seconds on the clock in Game 4. It's a 2-2 game.
0-2. I said it, and it's because I knew that this could happen. The 0-2 really isn't as comfortable of a lead as you would think here. These teams have been so explosive on offense. These games with such high scores. I really am not surprised to see this one go to 2-2 here with a minute left. The real question is, though, what team has got the edge here? Because I still would agree. I'd give it to Alabama. They are ripping off shots here. It's just a matter of time. Before one gets through. And you mentioned his name all day. Truthfully Cool walking away with another goal here.
Logs and Trees putting it off to the side. Malone back over. Nooble stops it, but Truthfully Cool is there to sneak it past Nooble.
Just impressive play all around. A minute left here. The question is can Howard sneak one more in here and bring this to an overtime? I think they've got it left in them. But if Alabama just switched to a time-wasting defense here, they're going to have a good shot at this one. This lob out to the center might not be what we're looking for, as Nero can play that out easily. Now Land on the backfield has to be careful. Log's going to get the 50, but truthfully he'll pop this out to the side. Nooble has this ball, pops it back out to midfield. And we're back to a little bit of ping pong here. It's not exactly what I expected, but it makes sense if you're Alabama, as it's an easy way to waste time.
Yeah, not giving HCC any opportunity to maintain possession. They just have to keep kicking it out and go for boosts. Neuro is currently at 8 boosts, 30 for Logs and Trees. Everybody's low. They don't have boosts to go contest a shot and then bring it upfield. And right now, that is working for Alabama fantastically. as Neuropulse demos 1. 3 seconds on the clock, rolls up the wall. Land trying to shut that down as Nooble put a center ball out there and nobody there to follow it up. That's going to be game number 4.
Alabama really turning this one around here. A lot closer of a game than we had seen previously, but Alabama definitely making all the necessary changes that you and I were looking for there. They outpaced their opponents for sure. They were definitely keeping up the pace there. The rotations were really clean, and their offense was efficient, walking away with a total of 11 shots here. Meanwhile, also playing a good defensive game, though. 7 shots for everyone off of Howard, and they walk away with 2 saves. Meanwhile, on the other side, Howard had to make 6 saves of those 11 shots, so the 3 that went in had to be bangers for sure.
Yeah, I'm almost speechless. This is so much fun to watch at this point. These two teams are playing very high-level Rocket League, and it's very entertaining, to say the least.
Yeah, there's a lot going on back and forth here. The real truth is this is, like you said earlier, it's a coin flip on who takes us in this final game. We have seen the momentum go back and forth, so if history is anything to tell after going 1 game to 1 game, 1 game to 1 game, this should be Howard's game, but really, it's up in the air. Alabama, they haven't had as many of these opportunities to show how clutch they are, so if they make this win here right now, this is a huge statement going on into the rest of the season. So for Alabama here, this is do or die time. This is what you guys have been training for. This is what you've been waiting for. An opportunity to prove, despite the fact that you don't have as many wins as the rest of these teams, you are just as solid here.
Yeah, as game number 5, I believe the second time in NECC history, we have a game number 5 as it goes in the way of Land and the Alabama team for the kickoff. Once again, center ball from Land there. Logs and Trees shutting that down, moving it out himself. Great center ball. Nobody there from HCC to follow it up as Truthfully pushes it to the side. Nooble finally there to contest, but it goes over his head. Neuropulse in the air pushes it back the other way towards the Alabama net. Both players miss it, and Logs and Trees trying to find a center, but Land once again shuts down that movement. Ball on net. Neuropulse has to get a touch on it, and he's able to do so here. And it's 30 seconds into game number 5, back and forth that we saw in game number 1.
Yeah, very similar. The pace, definitely, you can tell both teams are trying to move on this ball as quickly as possible. They've realized both of these teams thrive off of having time to set up shots. So if they can just find a little bit of light within the chaos there, that's going to be their best opportunity. 4 minutes left here now, and honestly, so far out of this game, this is nothing that nothing unexpected really. Both these teams playing with such high-octane offenses here. The question is which team is going to break down on defense first? Right now, it looks like Alabama's rotations are not as clean as before. I don't know about you, Voltage, but I'm a little nervous for the Alabama defense.
Yeah, they need to tighten it up, but 2 players back for that shot. Logs and Trees demos Malone. Nooble puts a shot on an open net. Assisted from Logs and Trees. What a play there. The demo comes out. Nobody in net back there, and it's just an easy shot there from Nooble.
Unfortunately, that's a bit of a misrotation. The minute I mention it, it comes back to haunt them. Land should have realized after that demo that he does not have time to chase there. Has to turn around and wait for the inevitable shot. You're down 2 or 3 players there, and unfortunately, you just don't have the safety to take that one out. So now for Howard, here's the big thing. We've seen this series be a high-flying, high-scoring series thus far. If Howard can try and lock down into a defense, just completely throw off the rotations that we had previously seen, they might be able to shake and shock Alabama enough that they're not going to be able to come back. So Howard, if they're going to play this smart, they're going to need to try and just lock this into a solid defense and waste as much time as they can here.
Yeah, at that point, if you're wasting time like that, sometimes a shot will get through, though. I would love to see a 2-goal lead before they start doing something like that. Get a little more comfortable with it.
I would agree. I think getting a 2-goal lead is obviously going to be key here. The only issue is that Alabama, they don't let in a whole lot of shots here. They've done a good job of keeping it minimal. They won the last game with they won the last game with a 1-goal difference at 3-2 here. So yes, I would, oh my God, agree that they need to get some security here. That's a ridiculous touch out of Malone here. This is such a nice dribbling play.
Yeah, Malone says no 2-goal lead for you. We're going to tie it back up, reset with a halfway through game number 5. Hey, it's basically a shorter game 5 now.
Again, this is half the game here left. Really could go either way. Nice shot out of Logging Trees, though. Bugs and Trees been a huge part of this offense so far. Although I will say, oh my word.
What?
Just as I'm mentioning how he is a integral part of this offense, this is a ridiculous angle. That is so hard to slot in there, especially when you know you've got a defender right on your butt waiting to see what you do there. Howard stepping up when the time counts, specifically Logs stepping up when the time counts.
Yeah, currently Logs and Newble are the 2 goal scorers in game number 5 on this side of HCC. Malone, the only one on the side of Alabama. Demo comes out from, truthfully, onto Neuro, but Newble ignores that and brings the ball up himself anyways. Logs and Trees trying to contest truthfully in the center there. Oh, a great center pass up from Neuropulse, who's not able to get it over. Malone with a center, not able to find anybody. Land with the next touch on the ball, and it's going to go high, but in. And we're back to an even game. It's back and forth, back and forth.
God, that is a nice shot out of Land, though. Realizes he's got 2 defenders there, both of them on the ground. If he puts this high enough, it's going to be a nice shot, and that it was. 151 left here now, back to a 2-2 game like you said. The question really becomes, do either of these teams have it in them to score one more, or are we going to an overtime right now? It's a good pass out from Neuro, but not quite on target out of Newble. Ping pong it becomes yet again. Maybe a little bit of a breakdown here, but no, Newble's going to pass this one out to Trees. Trees is going to have this one.
Oh, what a shot. Well, what an attempt there from Neuropulse. That would have been such a tic-tac-toe play coming out from the side of HCC. Newble found Logs. Logs backed up to Neuro, and that would have been a fantastic play. Not able to come together, but I like the teamwork. So far, with just over a minute to play, this is the team that's coming together to play like a team.
Absolutely, and the big thing for me right now is I'm getting a little bit nervous for Alabama. If you notice, yeah, they've got players pretty far up here. Land going to have to run back for that one. Doesn't have as clean of a save. But when they get into their offense, if they start playing possession play, I've seen Alabama pull their defenders up to the midfield. If Howard can take advantage of that even one time, pop it to the other half of the field, they're going to have a success here. But right now, 48 seconds left. We're still at a 2-2 ball game here, and we might be going to overtime.
Logs and Trees picks up boost before pushing that one out. A smart play, but a risky play coming out from him. If he doesn't hit that boost just right, or if he misses the ball, that's in. Neuro trying to find a bump, but Malone cuts early. No bumps to be found. Logs and Trees trying to settle the ball down. Not going to be able to do so as Neuro follows that up. Miscommunication between Logs and Trees and Neuropulse. Land trying to get it out. Newble trying to find it. Not able to do so as Truthfully Cool picks up the misplay from Newble, but Newble says this is my team's ball. 9 seconds on the clock. Logs and Trees with possession and not able to put it in as Land cuts across. Neuropulse, the next one to touch it for ACC, and everybody back in the net for Alabama.
Overtime we go. We thought this was going to be the result. We knew this series was going to be close, but I didn't expect a 2-2 overtime in Game 5. Glad to see it, though. Both these teams absolutely deserve it if they, walk away with the win here. Truthfully, pops it out just barely enough. Right now, though, this overtime looks pretty even. Both teams doing a good job here, but that's what I think is going to make the difference. Newble with a demo here. Physical play needs to come into effect. We're not seeing nearly as many bumps and demos as I would expect here, Voltage.
Yeah, not on the side of Alabama. We've seen a couple comes in from Logs and a couple come in from Newble. But on the side of Alabama, there hasn't been many. As a floater goes up, Logs and Trees puts it down, and that's going to be the goal that wins the series.
This was just such a nice shot initially, and unfortunately, that shot was so nice, it required all 3 players of Alabama to go for it. And with no one home afterwards, HCC gonna walk away here. The final game going to Howard Community College, and congratulations to them. They advanced to 6-1 here now. They have a ridiculous record. The only loss they've taken all season here is now from Montana. And similarly from Alabama, their only loss before this was from Montana. So now they got a little bit of a grudge match coming back if these two meet up and are in playoffs again.
Yeah, you also have to look at Alabama's schedule. They have had the top 2 teams so far in the rankings to go against out of the 3 games that they have played. And they're currently sitting at 1-2. So I wonder who they're going to play next week and how that is going to go and affect the standings.
Yeah, they're going to have a rough next week. They're going to have a lot of teams that they're going to have to play to try and up all of their final games, get to a normal record like the rest of these teams here. But regardless, they put in a heck of an effort here today. Really, really impressive play out of them. I mean, honestly, that last game, if you have just a little bit of difference in that overtime, if the rotations are a little bit cleaner, that goes to Alabama there. But really, either way, that series could have gone.
Yeah, it was a nail biter to the end, and it just happened to be Logs and Trees and the rest of the HCC team putting it away for the win, but it definitely could have gone the other way for Alabama.
Oh, yeah, that was incredible final series for the night. I don't know about you. I couldn't ask for any better. I thought when we saw the first series go to 5 that I was going to be like, that's the closest we'll see it all day. Nope.
Yeah. That was incredible from both teams.
Yeah, back and forth. A really, really incredible Friday night here at the NECC. We want to thank you guys for all coming through here today, as well as we want to thank all of our partners that make this possible. So first off, a shout out to Helix Esports. Thank you guys for everything that you do behind the scenes here for the NECC. It would not be possible without you guys. Another shout out to ESTV, our linear TV provider, available on Samsung TV Plus and the Roku channel, bringing you 24/7 esports action, and also going to bring you the playoffs right here at the NECC. And finally, to HyperX, some of the best gear in gaming, now coming to the NECC, and we want to thank all of them again, as well as also our commissioner, Jacob Van Ryan, for allowing us to be here tonight, and our director of esports, Caleb Gloovy. So thank you to everybody that came through here today. Voltage, thank you to you for joining me here in the booth, my guy. Really appreciate you coming through. That was a really fun match to cast.
Oh yeah, it was a fantastic match to cast, and it was a pleasure to cast with you, my friend.
Yeah, so make sure to go check out the NECC on all of our social media. We're on Twitter. We are also on Twitch, obviously, as some of you may be watching from as well. Go make sure to check out Voltage, at VoltagePlays_ below me. Make sure to check out my stuff or Bass from the past. But really, I think that's all for this week. I want to thank all of you guys for coming here again. Voltage, any last words you want to go out on?
I can't wait to see what Alabama does next, and really just kind of shows the rest of the league we're not a 0-2 team.
Oh, absolutely.
Because they're not.
I absolutely think that they've got a whole lot more that they're going to be able to prove as the season goes on. I think that I also agree they're going to be a lethal competitor. But we want to thank you guys again. Thank you guys for having us here today. I am Bass from the past. That is Voltage below me. Thank you guys for coming through here today. And we will catch all of you guys next time with more esports action coming here on Monday with Madden. So make sure to tune in for that. Otherwise, thank you guys so much for having us. We will see you next week.